Hey everybody, this is Derek. I'm the Dungeon Master, and you're watching Stray Society Games. We're running through the Sunless Citadel. So we've got some interesting announcements for today. First off, if you're just tuning in, buckle your seats for a long adventure today. We're gonna be going a little bit longer than usual because we missed last week, and sadly, I'm gonna be at a conference next week, so we won't get to play next week either.
Oh
But
no.
I know, but we're gonna get a lot in today. We're gonna make sure y'all get to the end of this floor and get that sweet level up. But the other announcement is I said that we are Stray Society Games, and that will soon not be true. We're going to be changing our name over to Weird Ventures soon. And so, if you see Weird Ventures popping up on your stream, or, on Twitter or what have you, that's us. So, yeah. But with all of that said and done, we're going to go through some introductions. So, my name, of course, is Derek, and I'm the Dungeon Master. And we're going to have some folks introduce each other. You don't have to say your favorite fruit like last time if you don't want to. We're going to start with this person right here.
Awesome. I am RJ. I play Aina, the Halfling Enchantment Wizard, and I'm still asleep. My bad.
I know everybody's like just woken up for today's session. It's great. Um,
We're a horde of very lazy cats. That's just it. There are no people here. We're just magic cats that can talk now.
we're just magic cats. But yeah, that is Ina, and we got some cool new art for Ina's familiar as well that I'm gonna show off. This is what Peaches looks like now. Peaches got
Yeah.
some real
love it.
fancy art. Yeah. Um, but that'll bring us to our next compatriot. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Corey, and I'll be playing Ophelia Bellicor, the Triton Sorcerer.
Yes, yes. That'll bring us to our third, who is having a bit of a party in the background.
Hello, my name is Migs. I'll be playing Porum, our resident fairy fighter.
Yes, indeed. Which will bring us up to our lovely friend in the hat.
Yes, I am Cosmic, currently playing the Azamar Grave Cleric of the party.
Balthazar.
Balthazar. I forgot to introduce the name. I've been up for exactly almost an hour. My
It's,
brain's not fully functioning at the moment.
it's all good. All good indeed. And who is this handsome Loxodon fellow?
This is Chris. I'll be playing the Loxodon, known as Binur, and he is a Circle of the Stars druid.
Yeah. And last but not least, our favorite gnome.
This is Jennifer, and I am playing Penny Peanut Posy Poppy, the Forest Gnome Rogue.
Yes. So yeah, that's our troop. And since it has been a week, if none of y'all would like to do a recap, I can take over. But if anybody wants to get a taste of that sweet, delicious inspiration, this is your chance. If we have any volunteers. All right. I'll take that upon me. So, last time in y'all's adventure, you got up to some fun shenanigans. One of which is you opened a skeleton door that you hadn't opened just yet, discovering that the dagger Ophelia picked up was some kind of magical key that glows warm when there's magic nearby in the Citadel. It can affect. Past this door, found a bunch of sarcophagi, which had skeletons in it that jumped out, gave a couple party members a little bit of a spook scare, and they found out that the skeletons did in fact seem to obey the holder of the dagger. Y'all eventually ended up deciding to attempt to lay these skeletons to rest. However, a deal was struck regarding a dragon egg and what perhaps to do with it should you come across one, as you have heard the kobolds bearing mention of some such thing. But after that, y'all went down the only passageway that you hadn't yet. Passageway guarded by some goblins. And after a bit of back and forth, some give and take, some chase and trap, y'all managed to drive the goblins all the way back and free a group of kobolds who had been locked up, kept as prisoners to the goblins. And also speak to a couple of goblins who surrendered to you, Craig and Bragg, the two brothers, who are giving you some information. Mostly they're telling you about their current leader, a hobgoblin by the name of Dern, who they aren't huge fans of, and have also told you about a door nearby that contains apparently the clan's old leader, who has since been imprisoned, named Grenell. They asked if you might be able to do something to help out, but y'all had just been fighting them quite a lot, so regarding them with suspicion, you tied them up and decided that you were going to stay in the storage area for the night. So you barricaded the door a little bit, with some boxes and crates and whatnot. Had Biner sit his back to those crates, and I believe y'all were just about to take a long rest. So yeah, y'all are all sort of bundled up a bit, eating some rations, recovering from the day that y'all have been through. And we're gonna start off by saying, y'all are into your long rest when Biner, you feel something coming up behind you, behind these boxes. Not stealthy in the slightest, so not a perception check or anything, but somebody did just jiggle the handle on the door and knows it's locked. You could kind of feel somebody trying to open it. They're not trying to bust their way in or anything, but there's enough ruckus to let you know an attempt was made, even if they gave up pretty quick.
Okay. But everyone's pretty much asleep at this point, right?
I'm gonna say not necessarily, because I do know y'all are big lovers of role play. So this is probably happening right before, while y'all are eating, getting ready to go to bed. And somebody gives a little nudge to the door.
I'll kind of motion to Orium and kind of let him know that there's movement on the door, but I won't say anything. I'll try to get his attention by, kind of waving my hands and kind of pointing behind me, like, the door is moving or whatever. And see what I can do about it.
Porum will go ahead and just start notching arrow while he makes his way towards the door, and I'm gonna is the handle just jiggling, Derek, or is it like actually being turned?
Well, y'all barricaded the door. Biner's like sitting up behind it or next to it, to make sure nobody actually gets through. So the door didn't get opened, but it's as if somebody was going about their day, tried to open the door, found it was locked, and then, either stopped, turned around. If you want to place your ear to the door and roll a perception, you could maybe figure out if they're trying anything else.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And at the same time, I'll just like turn to the rest of the party and like put a finger on my lips. Let's say like, "Hey, be quiet." Hold on, perception. Where are you?
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, you can't really. It's hard to get your ear right next to the door because y'all put some boxes in front of it, so you can't hear too well what's going on the other side.
Could I pretend with my big ass ears?
Yeah, you can.
Not much better.
They're not being super stealthy. You do hear some grumbling, and the sounds of footsteps walking away.
Okay, I'll kind of whisper that they're leaving. But we'll probably have to prepare tomorrow. We don't know what will be when we open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps it's best if we just get some sleep. We've had a long and hard and tiring day.
Hey, second that. And then I would just take my discarded arrows that were stuck in my body and just kind of like drop them off to the side.
Mm.
As long as we have the door barricaded, I think we're safe.
Well, they'd have to push really hard to get me to move, so we'll at least be able to prepare ourselves if someone tries to come through.
How fucked up is Ophelia still looking? Because I think her.
She would have been at 1 HP.
All right. I don't think Balthazar technically doesn't have anything to heal before the long rest, but he'd still take out his makeshift medical pack and help bind her wounds, bind and stitch her wounds as best he can.
You don't have to worry about me so much.
I can't help it. It's a long and great habit, shall we say.
I feel the same way.
Do you get arrows in your shoulder often? And I'm just gonna yank out the one.
No, but I've removed plenty of objects from people. Not necessarily arrows due to it being underwater, but swords, tridents, fish.
One of the goblins says, "Swordfish."
Yeah. One of my patients actually had a swordfish through the gut.
How?
Or he holds his gut, looks down, and just says, "Ow."
He's fine.
How did that end up turning out?
Just a bunch of drunken mistakes with friends. People egging each other on.
That just raises more no.
I wasn't there.
But
All I did was remove it.
Hunter has been at Balthazar, kind of gives her a bit of her ice smirk. No, I think I can think of a few things. Drunken minds do not think very clearly.
Exactly.
I take it swordfish to the gut is a common thing where you're from.
No.
Insight check.
How cool would Clea
I want
said
an
it?
insight check too.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right. She's not. I mean, she's telling the truth. It's not common.
It's I would assume that's why she's sharing it like a strange
Yeah.
story.
I still don't trust you.
Your hang up, man.
Did you get to eat it after?
No.
I've always wanted to eat a swordfish.
That is the question. Was it alive when they got to you, or was it already dead?
It was still alive. Was wrangling about.
It's a lot of force to put a swordfish into someone.
Oh, fresh. Goblin just licks his teeth.
But we removed it. The patient was fine, and the swordfish is no longer stuck inside the person.
And he's gonna turn to Craig and Breg and
Mhm.
ask them, have either of you seen my dragon egg around anywhere?
Oh,
Mm.
dragons. They kind of look at each other and say, we haven't seen it recently, but
But you
we did see it.
know
They-
where it is?
Not exactly.
You know the general area?
Yeah, they used to be keeping it in the room just up there where Grenell is, but recently they moved it downstairs. The whole place got all like shaky. He kind of wiggles around in his binds to sort of emphasize the shakiness. Went down
They
in the
would've-
hole,
So they moved it down?
and he nods and says, they've been having us wrangle up everything from these rooms, start putting them in a pile in the main room. Think we're supposed to be gathering some kind of hoard for it or something. I don't know exactly. Gather it up in the big room there and then start sending it down piece by piece.
And what else is down there?
Oh, we haven't really been there. Most of us have to stick to the top floor.
But you guys have been stealing stuff and taking it there, so what else have you been finding?
Oh, well, we got some interesting stuff, you know, some doodads and whatnots. Lots of weapons. We found an armory. That's where we got. Well, some of those guys got those flamethrowers. I don't really want one of those on me. They blow up too easy. But most of those are being used, so they're not really in the pile. Lots of weapons you can find over there. We found this box that's got like this ice cube in it, but it's like a big one. It never melts. We've been putting food in it. That's in there. Make stuff stay fresh. Swordfish. licks his teeth again.
So you guys are gonna help us, right? You're gonna stick with us and help us.
They kind of look down to their bonds and say, I mean, I don't know if we can help very much like this, but yeah. We're not really any fans of Derns. That's why we decided hearing y'all coming, we'd rather just toss a white flag out there than fight you.
How can we trust you?
They kind of look at each other and shrug.
Okay. Well, if you can help me find my dragon egg, I think we can be friends.
Okay.
Okay. Promise? Shake on it.
They look at their hands, which are wrapped up in rope.
We can shake when we untie you.
All right, yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and I'm going to tell them, you heard that. They're going to help me find my dragon egg.
It's still not yours.
It's the
We'll
cobalt.
see about that.
We will not, actually.
It's
And, no, we won't.
Yeah.
But, Balthazar finishes tying up Ophelia and looks to... Who else was injured? I know...
like
I know...
I'm going to raise a dragon.
I'm not entirely sure you would know how to raise one, for one thing.
Figure it out.
Have you ever had a pet before?
Me? Oh, yeah. I live in the forest. I have all kinds of pets.
I wouldn't call
Squirrels
dragon a pet. They're more like a baby. Just
Mhm.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Have you taken care of a child, Penny?
Sure, I help out all the time.
Not help out, raise. There's a very distinct difference.
Erky raises a hand. Sorry, Penny, not to interrupt. Erky does raise a hand. Says, I actually read a book about raising dragons. I know all
See?
about it.
We're all set.
He
Reading
looks
a
very
book
excited about the idea of
doesn't
raising a
mean-
dragon.
Just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, I don't know what to say.
Let's just wait. Let's just wait till we see it when we find it, and we'll decide from there. And then I'm just gonna look at Erky and whisper, "We're gonna have ourselves a dragon."
He gets a big grin and sort of like bounces up and down a little bit.
I'm gonna make sure of it.
Gives a little
Balthazar.
clandestine
Let's-
thumbs up.
Balthazar lets out a very low and slow sigh before looking at everyone else to check for injuries and waves Aina over to bandage up his arrow to the shoulder, I think?
Yeah. It took me down to like 3 HP.
Yes. You will scoot over and make sure to patch that up.
Thanks for this.
It is about the least I can do, at least without my magic.
I have a feeling I'm gonna be being patched up quite a bit down here.
You are incredibly fragile, so I would not be too surprised about it. Wizards tend to be.
They, we heard the story about the swordfish thing. You're doing that. Are y'all like medicine people or something?
Some of them are.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. Or was a doctor before coming here.
Have you ever
Do you
like?
have any-
Oh.
Do you have any injuries that we need to help you with?
No,
We
we're
didn't-
we're good. We gave up before entering that whole battle because didn't look like that would be any good. Veneries are at. Have you ever seen like I don't know? He kind of like thinks on it a little bit. It's like, ever seen a thing where like somebody gets like stitched up, but there's like fur coming out of them?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Derek, would I have like read anything? describing
So
something?
roll me
Or is
in
that-
medicine.
Okay. Ayo.
Yeah,
Yo.
so
Yay.
what they might be describing, like, could be like some kind of skin graft or something. But that isn't usually something that would happen to somebody to, cure them. That would be more of a cosmetic thing, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense for goblins here to be bringing up something mostly cosmetic, especially not something that would be that hard to do. So with that nat 20, the only other application you could think of is some kind of experimentation, like grafting infected skin onto someone to see how an infection might spread, or perhaps as part of some ritual to make something else. And because you got a nat 20, we'll say that you did actually have an encounter with something like this at your clinic once, where there was some sort of bad dude who was essentially attempting to, kind of Frankenstein themselves up a monster, and you had to sort of undo their work. So that's sort of immediately what comes to your head.
If you're talking about skin grafts, they wouldn't leave fur. But it sounds like you're talking about experimentation.
Have you guys seen anything like that down here?
Oh yeah, that's what happened to Grenell. That's why he's kind of been groaning a lot. And then after it happened to him, Dern got some, but he doesn't seem as messed up about it, I guess.
What did they do to Grenell and Dern specifically?
I don't know. All I know is when Grenell didn't do what Balak wanted, he got sent down the hole, and Dern got put in charge, as he didn't really like what was going on with the fight and the kobolds and all that. He was just trying to get us a new home. He ended up coming back out all messed up, got all these patches on his face, stitch work. It was bleeding and stuff. I only got to see him a little bit before they locked him up. And then shortly after that, Dern went down there for a little bit, came back up. And he's got the same sort of stuff. Yeah.
Sounds like we could use our help. I think we need to find him and help him.
I think that is one of our goals here. What do you remember which room he might be in?
Well, that was the thing I was going to bring up. Be a little hard to, but I might be able to, because he's just sort of that way. And, he points to this wall over here, I would say. If we're worried about leaving through the door we barricaded there, we could go around through one of the doors Grenell's in, because it's got two doors. It's got one in the hallway just behind us over there, and he's kind of like moving around and pointing with his nose, because I think he's still tied up. Could go around that way. The problem is there's a trap in front of the door, so I have to have somebody who's pretty light-footed go unlock that door without falling into it and hurting themselves. But you could try that, and then I don't know, if there's somebody on the other side, they'll be watching this door, not necessarily the other door to Grenel's place.
Hmm.
I mean, I can always just fly over to the door and unlock it if we want to go that way. I wouldn't set off the trap.
It's true, it's on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That could work out.
And then once the door open, we can just jump over the trap.
Yeah, because there isn't really a place to land as is, so you'd need to have that door open before anyone can give it a leap.
Does that sound good with everyone? Is there another course of action we want to take?
I think that should be fine if we try to avoid whatever's on the other side of that door. And he nods over to where Biner is sitting. We're going to try and help these goblins with their leader problem. I think a lighter hand would be a better choice when it comes to interacting with them. Yes?
Agreed. It's not really help if we don't have a better hand of diplomacy versus just fighting them all.
I guess we'll figure out the rest of the specifics in the morning.
I think we all
Perhaps
deserve a
even-
good rest.
More than likely, but we could, if you're willing, Ina, with Peaches, or perhaps sending him out to scout ahead tomorrow, but still.
Of course. And Ida's just gonna let out a yawn. They're just gonna pull their cloak a little bit further over their eyes and start their nodding off.
Hey guys, do you think we should untie Craig and Bragg so that they can get comfortable and have a good night's sleep so that they are in the best position possible to help out tomorrow?
I think that's a great idea, one of them says out of the corner of their mouth.
Lazar's giving them kind of dead eyes.
I really don't think they're going to do anything to us.
I don't know, Penny.
Probably not, but
But I think we should show them some kindness, and then maybe that will just convince them more to help us. I think we need
no.
I think we need as many friends as we can get. We don't know what we're going to run into.
I mean, that is a fair point.
It's more of a safety issue than anything, Penny.
This is
No one
precautionary.
likes to be woken up and stabbed.
We'd untie them in the morning.
You
First thing in
already
the morning.
gave my stabbing knife to the kobolds.
That doesn't mean you can't do anything else. This is, again, I repeat myself, this is simply a precaution, Penny.
I'm going to look at Craig and Bragg and say, I tried,
It's
but
okay.
tomorrow we'll get you untied. I promise, tomorrow we'll get you untied, and we'll go rescue your friend.
It's all good. I hope you're okay with some pee on this rope, though.
Oh
Oh
god.
my god.
It should be any more vulgar.
I'm sorry, I have a bladder.
Well, turn that off. It's D&D time.
Nope. They will settle
As-
in for the night.
As everyone's settling in, but Balthazar is going to glance over to Biner. Are you comfortable over there?
Be fine. I've slept in all strange places before, so leaning up against some boxes won't bother me.
Oh, I drink that. I drink to that. Balthazar is going to lean back from where he's. I assume Balthazar and Ophelia are kind of perched on crates at the moment. Because I
Yeah.
think there are crates underneath
There are
them.
crates
Yes.
underneath.
Yeah, he'll just lean against the wall and cross his legs.
Orm's gonna create another grass bed for himself, and this time for Penny, since Penny wanted one last time.
Or this looks so nice and comfy. I'm gonna ask Erky if he wants to share with me, so he's comfortable too.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Definitely beats being on or sleeping on the hard floor.
Yeah. Done enough of that this past few weeks, that's for sure. And he'll make himself cozy. All right. Yeah.
I will say Balthazar was gonna stay up for a couple more hours, but after everyone drifts off, just kind of keeping a bit of watch
Sure.
before he drifts off.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
All right.
All right. Let's see here. Check something real quick.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. So it's muffled Balthazar, but in one of the distant rooms somewhere further into the Citadel, but seemingly close, you hear what sounds like muffled howling and claws dragging on stone. Not necessarily close, not necessarily coming towards you, but nonetheless you hear it.
His head sort of tilts towards it, and even in the dark, he's kind of narrowing his eyes. Doesn't quite. Would he? Could he? I don't know if he'd. What kind of role would it be to see if to discern if he'd know what exactly he's hearing? Because if it's a howl, it's likely a wolf. But also, why would there be wolves underground?
You could roll me, we'll say, a nature check.
Nature. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not entirely sure.
He keeps an eye on the one unbarricaded door and stays a bit stiff, but eventually will likely drift off when there is nothing that seems to be coming.
Very good. Then, yeah. Eventually the next morning rolls around. And, folks begin waking up. And, yeah. It's up to you what y'all want to do. If you want to go through the door that you barricaded, if you want to go up down the hallway and have Porum try to unlock the door, how y'all want to go about it?
I think we might end up going with the trap door, but as folks are getting ready in the morning, Balthazar is going to look at everyone and mention the howling and scratching he heard late into the night.
Oh, yeah. We've been hearing that from Grenel's room, too. We're not sure what's going on there.
That doesn't sound ideal.
It doesn't. It also doesn't bode well when you tell us about potential experimentation that was done to him.
Does it happen at all hours, or is it just at night?
Oh, it can happen anytime. Well, they kind of frown, look at each other. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell when it's night. You've been down
That
here
is fair.
for so long.
Fair enough.
I feel like it happens at any time, really.
I suppose that'll just be one precaution we'll have to take against whatever might have happened to Grenel.
Maybe we should just try to avoid that area as much as possible.
And well, if we're going to rescue their friends, we kind of have to, get to
Right.
their friends.
Right. Poor, just like slaps his face a little bit. Sorry, I'm still half asleep. Brain not working.
It's fair enough.
Either way, we should figure out which way we're going.
And if we can figure out a way to help him, he can get some of the others to turn against Dern. He's been ordering us around like a slave driver.
He'll be our first stop then, if we can at least do this as peacefully as possible. But considering the attempt to get in from the night, or from before we went to sleep, I think best option might be to go around rather than directly take that door.
Yeah, I would prefer not going through a trap. And he kind of looks at his hand. I had enough fun doing that earlier. I prefer to take the long way if we have to.
Balthazar will nod. Are our two goblin friends looking relatively well?
I mean, they're awake and talking.
All right.
As promised, one of their ropes is a little wet.
No.
I'll deal with it. And I'll put on some gloves and untie them.
I just would have used a knife. This works too. Thanks.
You'd be. It's not uncommon to deal with this.
One of them's gonna pop open one of these crates and grab out a new pair of pants.
What are in these crates?
All sorts
Never
of
did look.
general stuff. Mostly food, clothes that aren't like armor or anything. Provisions.
Who do you say?
Yeah, lots of food. What was your question, Chris?
From the battle the day before, I know we gave a lot of the weapons to the kobolds to take back, but is there anything left in the other room that the goblins could use as potential weapons? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they'd probably be able to find
Or something.
something. There were more weapons in the other room than there were kobolds, so they're not going to go grab a weapon unless
Oh,
y'all make
I
it
was gonna
clear
go
they
grab
can.
them. Yeah, I was gonna go grab them. The least,
Right.
the least threatening to us kind of thing, weapons, and bring them back and give them both something to fight with.
There's mostly daggers and crossbows.
I'll give Craig a crossbow and I'll give a dagger to his brother. And then if I can, I'll take another crossbow and dagger and just put in my bag.
Okay. I'm gonna look up at you. And I could be like, do you mind if we switch? And Craig goes, yeah, I'm kind of the stabby guy.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay, thanks. Gonna get ahead.
Oh my god.
I mean, look at this token. He has to have a knife.
He has to have a knife.
That's right. But yeah. In that case, shall we move you up to the top hallway?
I thought we were avoiding the trap.
This is the way around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
this is the
if you open this door, we're going to the hallway where, somebody knows something is up. They wouldn't expect you to go through the double locked room that is up top. So if you wanna be sneaky, you could go up top. If you don't want to be sneaky, you can stick to the route you've already got set up. But those are the two choices, really.
What kind of trap is it?
It's a trap that falls through the floor, right?
It's a pitfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we try to be as sneaky as possible, because I mean, look what happened last time when we kind of barged our way through.
Understandable. And Ida's just slowly pushing rations into his bag. I'll take 12.
So, if we take the trap and we're worried about people possibly falling in the trap, can't we take some rope and wrap some rope around them so that if somebody falls, we can all pull them back up?
that could work. So if what we've heard of the trap, if what we've heard of the trap is correct, it should be similar to the ones we've come across. They're easy enough to hop over.
You considering Ina in this situation?
Hello.
Yeah, just Ina.
Well,
But
Balthazar looks at Ina and seems to be measuring him up a little bit. I
And
think
4, 5.
he's easy enough. Yeah, he might be easy enough for you to throw and for one of us to catch.
That sounds like fun.
Uh,
I'm in it.
are you going to be able to jump over the trap okay, Bunyer?
Yeah, I'll get a good running start as long as the door is open.
Ophelia, you had to be helped across as well last trap.
Did I know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to recall that.
I seem to remember you swooning in Balthazar's arms.
Spooning is not the right word.
Well, let's do it.
Balthazar's looking between the two,
Don't worry, you two. If anything, I can just pick you up and fly you over.
It's
Start.
shocking that we're almost the same height, and you just pick me up like I'm nothing.
It's because you weigh nothing.
Dang. All right. So yeah, eventually, you know, you all file into the hallway. Porum, do you have any proficiency or anything with thieves' tools?
I don't.
Ooh.
I do.
You could pick up Penny and fly her over.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
should be small enough. She's like a foot shorter than you and Aina.
Yeah, I can try to bring Penny over. Is it just a straight strength or
I'd say you can do athletics. You know.
athletic?
See if you lift.
Let's see.
Can you lift?
I don't.
No, you-
Oh no.
Oh.
Penny, roll me an acrobatics. Excellent. So Porum,
Bless.
you pick Penny up and you're like feeling confident, you know, this will be fine on the ground. But then when you take off into the air, suddenly, you know, your arms are strong, your wings, maybe not as much. And Penny slips from your grasp. But Penny does manage to land expertly, light as a feather, on her feet and doesn't cause the trap to go off. Penny, you definitely feel like, you know, any sudden movement, any shifting of your weight could potentially cause it to open up and cause you to fall. But as long as you stay very still while you're working with your thieves' tools, you should be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be very still or as still as possible and try to get the door open.
All right. Roll me a thieves' tools with dexterity.
Come on, Penny.
Hell yeah.
Yo.
Nice. So yeah, while you're pressing your thieves' tools in there, you know, you can kind of hear a little bit through the door some groaning coming from the other side, just like, and eventually you hear all the tumblers click into place as you get the last one done, and the door opens. And this door opens to a room described as such. There's mounted and stuffed animal heads adorning the walls, sort of covered in dust, as is most of the rest of this room. You see some cattle, goats, rams, oxen on most of these heads, as well as a few smashed and broken cabinets. Most importantly, though, there is a rusted iron spike in the center of the room, trailing a chain is attached to a goblin's neck. This goblin is sort of curled up in a ball on the ground. There seems to be not a pool of blood, but there is blood leaking from them. Some of it quite old and blackened, caked on the ground. In addition to that, you see very large claw marks scraping the ground surrounding them, as well as the walls. And they almost seem like they're in too much pain to even notice that the door has been opened. Their back is to you, and you see a lot of that blood is coming from, similar to how the two brothers described, some very poorly done stitching that has tufts of fur coming out of it, almost as if somebody had just, you know, opened up a wound and jammed some of it in there before trying to close it up.
And I'm the only one that saw in the room, or can anybody else?
At the moment, I'd say you are, opening it a crack. If you want to swing it open all the way, everyone can see, but you would be the
Okay.
first to see.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn my head, but not move too much, and relay all of that to the group and ask what if we should just push the door open and go in, or should we send, like, what should we do? What do you want to do?
Cesar's looking at the gobos.
Yeah.
Is that Gurnden?
They look upset, to say the least. They're kind of almost speechless, seeing that. Just, oh, what they do to you, Granny. Yeah, that's him. Is there anything you could do to help?
Balthazar's gonna glance over at Ophelia. Oh, maybe, but I don't think strangers would be imperative. Would either of you mind going through first? See if you can.
They would nod their heads, and scooch their way through y'all, and look where the trap is, and then kind of look back and say, "Any of y'all have some rope?"
We have rope.
But
Back the pea stand one.
I was gonna say you peed on it.
It's okay. Goblins aren't afraid of a little piss and vinegar. They will take the rope and sort of toss it to the other side. And we'll start using that to get across because, similar to Aina, they too have very bad strength. And we'll eventually get to the other side and just sort of crouch down next to their friend, sort of lean in, talking in not necessarily hushed but quiet voices, just being like, "Hey, Grenell, we found some folks that might be able to help you. Just take it easy. Don't wig out when they come here. No, don't bring anyone close out. If hurting somebody, don't bring anybody. You should get back. You should get back." And they're kind of putting their hands up a little bit, and both of them taking a few steps back as he sort of waves a weak-looking arm at them, seemingly not wanting to upset him. But they kind of glance back at the rest of you guys after that, just like, what do you mean you'll hurt somebody? And you just hear him go, I don't. No, I get so hungry. And he just curls up into the fetal position a little bit more, holding his stomach, and sort of squeezes in.
Would Balthazar try to go? Would it be a medicine check to see how badly he's doing?
Absolutely. You can roll me a medicine check. Also, what languages do you know?
Common, Celestial, Elven, and Infernal.
Neat. Roll me a perception check too, then.
Oh God. Okay, I'll roll medicine first.
In fact,
Yo,
Oh,
yeah.
perception less better, but that medicine check though.
Yeah. Anyone who knows Infernal can also roll a perception check, I'm gonna say.
ah, damn.
Uh, But for that medicine check, he's in real bad shape. At the moment, he has about 3 levels of exhaustion. So
Ooh.
moving is really bad. Anything too strenuous, he's going to be really weak at doing. And that blood loss is bad. But at the very least, one thing you do know from looking at him, you're pretty sure what's been done to him, given some time, you could sit down and reverse it. Now, it'd be a little bit dangerous to reverse it, but it is a possibility. You'd need to make a secondary medicine to do that, but your nat 20 gives you the intuition that, like, you know, you could remove that fur in him and maybe figure out what exactly is going on, and
Yeah.
could potentially help him out.
He's gonna relay the surgical part to Ophelia as the resident surgeon in the party. But he's going to just look at her and just like, do you think it'd be possible? I do my best to help, but it seems like it would be a very dangerous endeavor.
It's for something we could do, we would need. I can't tell what he has from here. It's just. I would need to know what the fur actually is and does, and if they removed anything. I don't want to say vital, but yeah, it is possible.
He nods. And, he's going to, I mean, as gently as one can, jumping over a 10-foot gap and landing on the other side.
Yes.
He's going to come inside and possibly also pull. I mean, he's on the ground, but Balthazar's gonna pull Penny in as well, just to have her not be precariously tilting towards where the trap is, and just have her placed. Have them kind of switch places for the time being, so she's like technically behind him. Just,
To the side.
not shown visually, but he is putting himself between I can't remember his name. My brain says Grim, but I know
Grenell.
it's not. Grenell. There it is.
Yes. Spelled like show.
Alright. He's physically between Grenell and Penny, just in case he lashes out. Balthazar's gonna get hit first, despite the fact that she has 2 hit points over him.
All right. Now that you're a bit closer, roll me a religion.
Ooh. Okay. It should be slightly better? No.
No. That's okay. Everything's fine.
Is he mumbling to himself in Infernal, or has the thing passed?
He's not mumbling to himself in Infernal. In fact, he is probably mumbling to himself in Goblin.
Right. He's looking at the 2 that they've ended up befriending, just trying to gauge reactions.
Yeah, they certainly look worried for him, but you know, he said for them to step back, so they did. It seems even in this state they do hold some kind of respect for this older looking goblin.
How's he looking?
Bad. Blood. Exhausted. And definitely a lot of blood loss. He's Colonel, if you can hear me, we're going to see if we can help. You are incredibly injured.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion. Opening up with that.
Oh my god.
Says,
Bless.
says there's no point. I won't. It's fine. Just do whatever.
All right. I'm going to have to touch you. This will likely feel strange, but bear with me. Balthazar is going to carefully place a hand on, like, his shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers kind of splayed, and it takes a deep breath. He's gonna do some healing hands for
Right.
the poor fellow to at least stop the bleeding.
Okay. So you do this, and the bleeding does stop. But now you can recognize something that, sadly, perception wasn't high enough to recognize.
Yeah.
As your magic flows into him.
He gets 7 hit points back.
Sadly, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't? Damn it!
Because what ends up happening is the zigzagging patterns of stitches on his body begin to glow with a reddish light, and you recognize them as infernal runes as he screams out in pain.
He just curses under his breath. Fuck, should've. He's going to. Can you read the runes now that he's up close?
I'll let you try one more religion now that you notice them. As he lets out a shout of pain and is almost shivering now.
Could I help with the religion check? Seeing as he's shouting, I would have Porum go into the room to see what's up.
Are you able to read Infernal?
No, unfortunately.
Then I would say hold on it. We're gonna have Balthazar make a roll. You
Okay.
might be able to make your own roll. Okay.
13.
So Balthazar, you're able to read some of the runes. They don't have like specific words associated with them. It is some kind of magic. But at the very least, you can translate them out loud with a 13 for Porum.
Yeah.
Which means at Porum, you can make a religion roll.
Okay. Let's see how we do. Where's religion?
Do better.
Oh,
It's not a
no.
good roll 20 day for me.
Balthazar, as he's seeing this and the screaming, he's like at least weakly trying to keep Gretel from thrashing too much, and is just like has a stream of apologies.
Brig and Craig are gonna run in and sort of grab onto his arms and try and help calm him down, or at least make him a little more still, so folks can do what they want to do. But with that nat 20 medicine you got from before, you could tell there's something going on here that you've just sort of activated. And if y'all are going to want to start operating, you're gonna want to do it soon.
Ophelia, I'm going to need some help here. This fuck, shit, fuck. He is standing up to partially lean out the door and reach out a hand for her to like hop over and like so he can like grab and pull her in.
I'm not mistaken, the goblins have tied up rope across, right?
Yeah, they've set
Okay.
up a rope.
Just because I don't have to. Yeah, no, I'll climb over then.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to need to do this soon and as fast as possible. Fuck, shit.
Okay. I'm gonna start digging in my bag and just kind of getting things prepared. If I look over, is there any type of roll I need to make, or is it just being relayed to me in real time?
To jump over or to help him out?
Help him out.
It's going to be a medicine check.
Balthazar is going to let Ophelia do the surgery actually, because he knows he can't do it. But he's gonna help. He has his own stuff being pulled out and is just like he's pushing like his veil aside and like pinning it to the side so his face is clear and he can actually see a little bit better.
Right.
But
Does that mean I'm rolling it at advantage then?
You are rolling it at advantage. And you can tell there's a lot of stitching. This is going to be an in-depth process. So basically how this is going to work is we're going to roll a couple of medicine checks to see how the quote-unquote surgery goes. 3 successes, it works. 3 failures, and something bad happens.
shit.
Each person can only help once, with the exception of Balthazar, who's going to be able to help you with 2 rolls because they got their nat 20 with their medicine. So your first 2 rolls will be at advantage, one from Balthazar helping you, and 1 because they got that nat 20. But after that, we're going to have to see how other people are helping out in this situation. And it can be stuff as simple as like, I'm going to get fresh water or something like that. I'm using my water skin or whatever you think you would do to help make this process easier. Just describe and give some of that flavor. But, yeah, Ophelia, all eyes are on you.
Okay, perfect. I guess we'd get started setting up. I would look at the runes just momentarily.
Balthazar will
prob-
give her the translation for them and like give what he assumes is like it's doing something to his healing magic because he reacted very badly to it.
Right. I guess I would like kind of like pull out. God, I'd try to like. I'd want to have something for him to like bite down on.
Mm.
Do I have anything like that would work?
Stick.
You know, an unlit torch.
It'll do.
Like, you're gonna have to bite down on this. I won't lie to you, this is probably gonna hurt.
His teeth are gnashing, so
Okay.
Breg is probably going to have to actually open his jaw to get it in there, but he will.
Okay. And then, without further ado, I guess I'll begin, cutting in with the fur.
All right. Give us that first medicine check at advantage.
Come on, Ophelia.
Yeah,
Oh, yes!
Excellent.
this is stressful.
Oh,
know.
yeah. So, yeah, he is biting down hard as you have to start undoing these very poorly made stitches so you can sort of redo them as best you can.
Sort of third-rate butcher.
As you're doing that, I'm actually going to have Ricky made his way across. He's going to do a religion himself, because maybe he can figure out what they are while you're doing that. The benefits of having NPCs. No, he doesn't recognize them, sadly. But you manage to get some of these stitches open at the very least. And with Balthazar's help, you're able to sort of keep bleeding to as much of a minimum as you possibly can. You've got advantage on the second one now, too, just using the info Balthazar got from looking at them.
Okay. Let's go. No, come
Ooh.
on.
Ew.
So yeah, you
Wait,
began.
do any of us have a inspiration? That was
No, I think we used it all last session.
Damn.
All right, so blue is going to be success. Red is going to be failure. This time you begin trying to pull this strange fur out of him, but before you can really get a good grasp or get your bearings, you watch as his teeth grow into sharp fangs. The torch in his mouth begins splintering as he begins thrashing, and the two gobos have to sort of double down on trying to hold him still.
Balthazar is gonna, since Porum seems to be the only strong one that's made it across, in partial panic, Balthazar kind of yells at Porum to hold him down.
Oh, okay.
I'll need him as still as possible, Porum.
Balthazar's also going to throw his weight in to keep him still.
Right. You gonna grab his legs, Porum?
What's Balthazar grabbing?
His hands are probably going to be on Grenel's hips just to keep him from, like, moving his torso too much while keeping out of the way of Ophelia's scalpel.
Yeah,
So you could grab the legs.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the legs.
All right. So I'll be Porum helping you. So go ahead and give us another roll with advantage, Ophelia. That's another success.
Okay. Okay.
All right. You start pulling out this grizzly colored fur. It's, soaked with blood, and starts forming a small pile next to you as you're doing it. But it seems... Oh, that was the wrong one. Blue is good, not that. There we go. It seems that you've gotten all of it, you think. So now it's just a matter of sewing the stitches back up to keep anything else.
Can somebody get me some water so I can clean the wound before I stitch him back up?
I'll go ahead and get some water from my water skin and give it to Ophelia.
Thank you, Penny.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to pour water on the wound, making sure that it's at least cleaned
Mhm.
before attempting to stitch him back up.
Excellent. Go ahead and give us another go. 16 is just enough.
Oh my god, yes!
Oh, yes.
As you finish what you're doing up, finally, you finally manage to get the last of it sort of squared away and settled, the last of the stitches, as, the immense pain and all of that he's been going through, certainly enough to wear somebody out. As the last of his thrashes sort of die down. You can feel all of you holding him as he kind of seems to go slack a bit. His wounds look clean, and there's going to be scarring, but at the very least not a chance of infection thanks to Penny. He didn't manage to wound any of you, as his breathing is still pretty heavy, but slowly calming down as he finally rests the back of his head on the stone floor.
Horum, can you
Wait.
make one of your grass beds?
Yeah, of course.
Quick question, Derek. Were the infernal runes in the stitches, or were they carved into him?
So it looked like they were carved into him and then stitched up.
Okay. So are they
Yes.
still on him?
They are still on him.
Mm. He's glaring at them. Is just, fuck. I can't do anything with this. He's can't think. Doesn't have anything to do. Doesn't want to risk another healing magic in case it fucks up again.
But he does sort of, breathing slowly, just says, "It's not there anymore. Clawing inside me. Thank you."
Of course.
Welcome.
Can I
I'm.
look at what I pulled out? I'm sorry,
Yeah, the
Cosmic.
four.
It's fine. But Balthazar's just gonna give him a wary look. I'm sorry for the pain and distress I caused. That was not intentional.
Oh, okay. Now, feeling. I still feel like shit. Better. And yeah, Ophelia, when you're looking at this, I'll give you your choice of a religion or a nature roll.
Okay. Let me take off advantage. Here we go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're looking at this, and, it's hard to get good books when you live underwater. There aren't, and you kind of have to diversify your medical knowledge a bit, because there's not a lot of furred creatures under the sea, So you've had to look at some other medical journals, maybe some sort of veterinary journals, things like that in the past. This certainly has a look of canine fur to you, some kind of dog. But there's something a little off about it. It's got certain qualities that remind you of humanoid hair as well. Some sort of mix between them.
Just looks sort of like dog hair. I can't tell what this actually is.
Balthazar's looking at it and curses under his breath. Ah, fuck. What was his name? What was his name? Where is my book? Who was the one who gave us the
Read off.
right? Yeah. Didn't Drados mention werewolves at one point? Or was it the kobolds?
They were certainly mentioned.
I'm pretty sure Rydoth did
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
when he was talking about Balak and having a gang of them.
Yeah, he did mention that.
Yep.
That might be what it was. Considering what I heard last night, it was likely Granville.
Fantastic.
Are you here to fight Block?
Yes.
Suppose we are.
Mhm.
Least I can do is help you.
Please
For now-
rest.
Yes, no, please. For now, just rest.
Are you hungry? Do you need anything? I do still have some rations with me.
Take some food and water, but all that noise I just made, yeah, this side of that door is gonna be pretty hairy for you.
What's this? What's behind the other side of the door?
Well,
There's the rest of the goblins. And I assume you're technical de facto leader. He's staring at the door warily.
Grenell will go. It's my fault we're in this mess. My fault. Dern got put in charge. My fault for what's happened to my people. I know him. He's got a ambush set up for y'all. The least I can do is get out there first. See if I can get some of my people to come to reason. I don't want them to fight with him and die while fighting you. Even if something bad happens to me, I owe it to him.
That is quite noble of you, but, if you're not coming through the door quite yet, I think you, at the very least, should get a couple hours of rest. Don't. He kind of sighs and pats Gretel's shoulder a little.
Hmm.
I know it doesn't mean much coming from a stranger, but don't try to put too much blame on yourself.
Saved me and gave me another chance to fix what I messed up. So, even if I don't know your name, it's not the opinion of a stranger in my book.
Balthazar,
Grenell.
my pleasure to meet you, though I wish it was in more pleasant circumstances. He's going to look at the chain that's on Grenell. Where is it connected to?
Just an iron spike that's driven pretty deep into the ground.
Oh, I meant where is it connected on him? Is it on his
Oh.
arms, leg,
Neck.
neck?
Mm-hmm.
Be there a keyhole for one tiny gnomish lass to pick.
There is a keyhole if you'd like to give it a shot.
Yeah, Balthazar's going to wave Penny over and like ask her to pick the lock on his neck.
Sure, I can try that. Right. Thieves' tools
Yes.
and dexterity.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, this one is opened with a 13, so you are able to get your lockpicks in there and a little snap. He would give a small, weak nod to you and just say, "Thanks. That was really tugging on my throat a bit. I appreciate it."
What are these box thingies? Are they drawers or are they benches?
So they are boxes that all seem to have been smashed open and looted a while ago.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to just keep him on the grass bed.
Yeah.
Balthazar is going to look over to where Viner and Ina are, just to check on them because they aren't inside.
You guys are kind of gumming up the doorway.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll move over.
Oh god, so he's gonna throw me. Please catch me.
Balthazar's moving towards the door at a quick pace to catch Ina.
Oh
There's a
boy.
bloody rope.
There is a rope.
There is a rope.
Viner seems very excited to throw Ina, though.
I have Fandelver flashbacks going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Go, Gerblin.
Rope time, throw time. If you're throwing, roll in athletics. If you're roping, you don't have to roll anything.
No, just toss me. Get the one out of the way. I won't let you toss me again.
Right. So he's gonna wrap his trunk around her since she weighs less than 75 pounds, and he's gonna spin
Him.
Yeah.
him and throw him across to the other side.
Balthazar has arms outstretched and is fine with either catching the door and, like, grabbing Ina by the waist.
And before he does that, though, he's gonna
Oh yeah.
do a little
The
prayer
trunk
and give
ability.
himself guidance. He's gonna give himself guidance before he does it.
Very good. Roll us an
Throw
athletics.
straight into the pit.
Throws a little bit too low.
Oh.
I was right.
All
You did
right.
guide yourself.
Yeah, roll that
Maybe.
All right, let's take a peek at this pit here. Ina, as you're falling, there is a rope there. And Balthazar is extending an arm. Roll me in acrobatics with advantage.
Here, but wow.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here.
Listen, you had all the good rolls for the important shit.
That's right.
Is this not important?
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah, your
first
parents
out of all of us.
important.
So you fall 10 feet down into the pit, Ina, as you go, ooh, and Balthazar reaches out their arms, just not quite fast enough, as you hit the trapdoor ass first, and you fall 10 feet onto some spikes.
Oh shit.
Oh. Oh.
And are knocked out.
Fucking hell, I
Balthazar
don't need
is
2 surgeries in a day.
Balthazar's just cursing.
Port's just gonna go. I'm on it.
Yeah.
And start flying down.
Okay, Porum, roll us another athletics.
Don't interrupt him.
I'm going.
I don't want my character to go this way. Humiliation.
I was going
Alright.
to ask before Forum did this, can I pull out the rest of my rope to just be like, can you take this down there with you?
Yeah, no, Balthazar was going to cast Spare the Dying on
Too late.
Yeah, so you cast Spare the Dying. Sadly, because we've already rolled the athletics. This all happens after Porum drops them once for one failed death save. Balthazar, is Spare the Dying a touch spell, or does that have a range to it?
As a grave cleric, I have it at range.
Excellent. So yeah, we don't have to worry about any more death saves. Eventually, Porum is able to wrap a rope around Ina, and y'all are able to pull them out of the pit.
It is. Balthazar is furiously cursing. I'm going to... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to sigh and start going to work on Ina to patch up their wound.
Yeah, no,
Oh, Lord.
Balthazar is gonna basically gonna princess carry Aina after Porum lowers him and lays him down, presses a hand to his chest, and he's gonna, for once, cure wounds, but this time it is full. So, you get 11.
Hey, I only need 10.
Yeah. Because you're fucking knocked out and I get to use the Circle of mortality.
Such a good spell. I will never leave your side.
He's pouring a lot of magic into you. It feels slightly cold, is what it feels like. But he's just he's mumbling prayers to the Lady in Shadow as he's doing so in Celestial.
Just looking over burn mark, arrows, spike punctures. The spell damage from before that they pointed out.
Yeah. Could we say, since it was a full heal with Balthazar's magic, that could there be a little to no scar left behind with the goddamn spikes?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't know about Derek though.
Yeah, I'm asking Dalek. Is that fine?
Sorry, what was the question?
So, since Balthazar basically brought Ina back up to full, could his magic have sealed the spike holes fast enough that they either do minimal or no scarring?
Yeah, that should be fine. Unless Ina wants cool scars, in which case...
I have a bunch already. I don't need more.
Alright. Then yeah. While everybody else is freaking out over Ina, I will say the goblins are going to go over to Penny in the corner. They're going to say, by the way, we thought we should let you know. Thanks for getting us out of that bind earlier. We're definitely on Team Dragon.
God.
So, you're welcome. Thank you for helping us out.
Yeah, thanks for helping him out.
Of course. We're family.
While that conversation is happening, Balthazar's gonna look at Ina, face obviously exasperated because he hasn't pulled down his veil, and he's just like, "Why is it always you?"
And is slowly gonna open his eyes and just kind of mumbling and halfling, like, am I seeing an angel? What happened?
Luckily, Balthazar doesn't understand. He's just like, he just sighs and gives Ina a pat on the cheek. And looks over to Biner and is just like, he's not even mad, he's just tired. This is too much. Just gonna pick up Ina again like a baby and move away from the door so Biner can come over.
You love to see it. Grenell. Oh, sorry. No, you go, Chris.
Now, can I even use the rope to go over?
Yeah, they can toss it back over. It'll be fine. You should be good.
Right, if not, I just can go to the other door.
So that's 2 downs.
Yeah. I forgot to have Grenell say it, but Grenell is hurting themselves, chuckling. Said, it's been a while since I've seen someone so terrible at Jump the Pit.
I was thrown. I didn't jump, I was thrown.
Oh.
No more throwing.
Smart of you to not use the rope, and not very wise of Binor to throw you.
Hey,
He was geared up to throw. Yeah.
Balthazar is just looking at Ina. He just looks kind of apologetic. I shouldn't have suggested it. I'm so sorry.
I thought, at least with he is like 3 of me, height-wise, he would have been able to toss me.
I'll help you get your redemption, buddy, after all this is over. You can toss me over the pit. I love playing Jump the Pit. Brig will say.
Sure.
After this is all over. Not right now. Unless.
Oh, God.
No.
So anyway, how how are we getting Einer back up to full? Are we taking a short rest? Did I miss that bit?
That was
Balthazar,
a spell.
Balthazar casted a Cure Wounds, and because of this, he gets brought back to full. Because I took the highest for Cure Wounds.
Very nice.
This is why I chose a Grave Cleric.
Good in a pinch.
Very good in a pinch.
Very, very good in a pinch. Especially when we have an accident-prone wizard.
Yeah.
Listen, 2 of our party members took me down.
I am aware, but that's why it's bad.
Yeah, let's call it accident prone. I like that.
Accident prone. I can't wait for everyone to just knock me down at this point.
Balthazar shall not.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, who's around a motorcycle? Or wait, no, it's I'm hearing something else. Never mind. I'm dumb.
Oh, good.
So who's opening the door?
I should do it. Grenell says. Won't shoot at me straight away. At the very least. I'll get to say what I need to say. Maybe get some people on our side.
Please
like
be
that
careful.
plan.
Is there any broken wood that he can use kind of as a shield when he opens the door, so he doesn't get shot, like if they shoot at him?
Would they shoot at you?
Say, I think it'll give most of them pause. At the very least. We got
But
rules.
But he's injured. Is there something he can use to help?
We'll go out with him, Bragg and Craig will say. We'll stand in front. And, we'll do that whole take a bullet for the president thing.
What's the president?
No, it's
Our
goblin
president even-
stuff. Don't worry about it.
I don't
Alright.
get hurt.
Y'all just be ready to jump out when things do hit the fan, yeah?
Of course. Try not to pull your wounds too much. Ophelia, we made sure to bandage him up, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He's gonna use one of the sticks Penny was talking about. It's kind of like a makeshift walking stick to help him out.
I'm sorry that you had to go through someone's experimentations.
I brought it upon myself and my people, so.
Nobody deserves to have that brought upon them, no matter what you did.
Even if you chose to follow him, it's not. He can't find the words, but he looks obviously frustrated.
Should have seen through what he was promising, but can't change the past. Just gotta make things right.
Shield.
But yeah. He's gonna go ahead, get right there. Bragg and Craig. However y'all want to align yourselves before he heads out. Or I guess while he's heading out. So I'll go ahead and move down here. Y'all can position yourself in this room however you'd like. want to listen in to what's happening out there.
Actually, I'll go back, like right back there. I think Aina and I are the most fragile.
I would say I am not, but as we have seen 2 days now, I am.
You are quite.
You're a delicate little flower.
I am more sturdy in the woods. I do.
It's okay to come to terms with your own mortality.
I'm okay with dying. That's not coming. I'm coming to terms with my mortality like when I was younger. It's realizing I hate underground areas a lot more, though.
All right.
That association probably has something to do with it. But, Balthazar's gonna take a sort of middle area and keep guard over the squishies.
All right. So yeah, you watch as the door swings open and this trio steps out cautiously. Grenell sort of holding one hand up, hoping to stop people, and you hear a gruff voice on the other side going, "Well, well, well. Look what the mutt dragged out. It's been a while, Grenell. You look like shit. Now, been hearing a bit of a ruckus coming through there. Seeing all those bandages, I know that Breg and Craig there aren't the best medicine men. You must got some friends behind you, huh? Broke you free, hiding back there. Got my men hesitating. They're supposed to kill whoever took a step out there." Grenell just says, "We won't be afraid of you anymore, Dern. We've got friends. Friends who are going to stand up to you, keep you from hurting anyone else or taking them to be hurt with Balak. Is that so? Well, want to have those friends step out here so I can see them?" And when he says that, this is my opportunity to let you know if any of you want to take a step out, you can. Or you can just keep listening to how this is going.
Do we want to step out?
I don't know. I just wanted to give y'all the option.
Perhaps not all of us, so they don't get a read on our numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
know
we,
what?
like, do Rochambeau or something?
No, Balthazar's well aware of how, considering how Penny first reacted to him, when they met, Balthazar is going to push between Penny and Binder and kind of float, essentially, out, looking like a thing of death with how dark he is. Crossbow at hand.
Excellent. Would anybody else like to step out? Or shall we keep going and have them react to Balthazar?
I'll step out as well, because if they worked with Balak, then they have that. I assume Balak still kind of looks a bit like how Ina's dressed. So it should spark that familiarity.
Ooh.
Look at all the spooky folks you're hanging out with. You know, I've got a spooky folk of my own, Grenell. Yes, I know. He won't be able to stop you from getting what been coming to you. And Grenell sort of squeezes his hands on his staff as he casts Thaumaturgy to make his voice boom 3 times as loud. As he says, "You don't have to follow Dern anymore. Don't have to listen to Balak. The place he promised for us is a lie. I've seen what he does to us down in the hole. Don't listen to his lies." And as he shouts this out, something interesting happens in the next room. As the players can't see this, but going for a cinematic angle. Imagine it sort of pans over to the room behind. There are many goblins in there.
Oh, Jesus.
4 of them with bows are at the ready by the door, waiting for Dern's signal. The rest of them are mulling about, piling items onto this large hoard for the dragon. These workers, beaten, bruised, scarred by Dern's cruelty, lift their heads up and look to the 4 guards lying in wait. They draw their cudgels. Dern takes a step back for the first time, that confident facade of his smarmy grin turning into a stern, fierce look as he draws a long sword from his hip and readies his shield. And we're going to take our 10-minute break right here.
Woo!
But before we do that, we're going to open up initiative, because it is that time, my friends.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
there it is.
yeah, we'll see everybody at 35.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Derek, and this is Weird Ventures, and we are just about to get into some shit. So yeah, we're coming right back in after the former goblin leader our party saved made a declaration of war on the current goblin leader, this nasty man named Dern, who looks like this. Only imagine that one of his sideburns isn't a sideburn at all, but a strange scar stitched on his face with a tuft of fur coming out of it. It seems he has these zigzagging patterns in Infernal, similar to what Grenell had before you helped him. You watch as he draws his sword and his shield and shouts, "Won't leave you alive this time, then. Attack!" And as he shouts attack, the door next to you bursts open. And as it bursts open, some enemies show up, screaming as they jump into the fray. And as they jump out at you, I'm going to need Ina and Balthazar to make me, I believe it is a wisdom save from this ability that they have.
It's God bless.
Excellent. The 2 of you are good. We'll see if the brothers are going to do okay with this. Oh no.
Oh no.
Craig is quaking in his boots. Let's see how Breg does. Breg just
Yay.
barely doesn't quake in his boots. Grenell is not going to have advantage, despite it looking like they do. But 20. They're going to be just fine. But after jumping out and doing a big scare, screaming as they go, they're going to both raise light crossbows, and they are going to fire 1 and 2 at the two brothers, saying traitors as they do. One which is going to hit Breg for 4. Luckily, Breg seems to be doing much better than his brother as the crossbow bounces off his shoulder. It's going to bring us... yeah, so Breg is the bottom one here. In fact, let me do a thing. This should help. So now they should have names that people can see. Wonderful. Now back in the room, these goblins are turning to all of these workers with cudgels and looking quite frightened about all of that. And they don't actually know what to do. They're sort of drawing their bows in a worried manner, but they're not gonna do anything just yet. Which is going to bring us to some other guys in this room. So we're going to have another door open. As a hobgoblin steps out of it, wearing armor, the long bow. He's going to draw it and take a shot at Balthazar. As his leader orders him to fire. We're going to do shot not at advantage. There we go. Fires and misses.
So leans to the side and lets it hit the wall behind him.
Excellent. See, another one of these fellas also makes his way out. This one's going to shoot at Ina. There's a 16 hit.
I know why.
I'm going to cast shield.
All right. Very good. That'll bring us down here. As yet another door swings open. This big ambush. So another goblin with one of the flamethrowers comes out of it. Is going to rush forward. Get right here. Is going to shoot a gout of flame diagonally. So Balthazar and Ina, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw. As will the goblins.
Why did I put myself into this position?
What did you?
I was a little curious about that one.
My brain was like, just go out there.
So that's Craig, Breg. Oh no.
Oh no!
All right. So, hey, Breg is at full health at the very least. So, Balthazar, you'll be taking a full 10. Ina, you'll be taking half, so 5. Breg takes a full 10, and that is going to knock him unconscious as the flames wrap around him. And he begins to bleed out. Which is going to bring us up to... Oh, actually, I shouldn't have even had Craig roll. He would have been there. But Grenell does have to roll. And roll he will. But he passes, so he's only going to take 5, which he will actually be able to survive. Luckily enough. Gonna bring us to some of the commoners down here. So these boys are going to rush forward, cudgels in hand, for some street justice. Well, this guy doesn't quite manage to make it to do street justice, but 3 of them do manage to. So they are going to swing with clubs, not at advantage, though, sadly. Only one of them hits. Yes, these guys aren't the strongest Strand. They can do 0 damage even if they hit. But does manage to whack one of them for 2, as the other ones are going to dash to surround these guys. Biner, it's you as you're hearing shit hit the fan outside.
And it steps out. Excuse me. Pardon me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That basically just stay right here. And for his action, he's going to aim for him.
All right.
So guiding bolts.
Very good.
And
Yeah, he'll bring up his shield. It sort of dissipates as he smacks it with the back of his hand. Anything else you'd like to do?
with his bonus action, he will cast Shayla.
Shillelagh, excellent.
And that's it.
Right. That brings some more of the bruisers sort of bouncing their clubs saying, "Y'all been bullying us around for too long." You hear behind the door, behind Dern, as a few of them rush forward. These guys are also going to move forward, but they're just sort of forming a swarm, one could say, as that's going to be another 3 hits from them. Let's see here. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Another hit. As one of them gets smacked on top of the head. Okay.
Just imagine the zeros are just basically bonks.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, these guys are the non-warrior workers rising up.
Yes, the proletariat.
That's correct. It'll bring us down to this guy, though. Just gonna get on the other side of Dern, like so. And seeing as O'Biner just shot a guiding bolt, he's going to try and take a shot at one of them. Or actually, no, he is going to be dick. And, oh, no, he can't do that. So he's going to shoot a Biner. My bad. It's a 13, which I believe will miss.
That's correct.
Yes, it sort of scrapes across your heavy hide, but doesn't land true. All right, Ina, it's you.
Gritting their teeth, they're gonna pull from their bag another burnt twig and snap it. And as Ina's eyes light up gold, you're just gonna see him toss his hand down and just cast Witch Bolt on the Dern.
All right, excellent. That is definitely going to hit, as this lightning arcs and cracks against him for 8 lightning damage. Excellent. As it sparks and zaps, you see him grit his teeth. It flies around his splint armor. It says, always fun fighting spellcasters. More.
Can I dip out of the way? Target's outside of my range. Oh! 5, 10. I have to move up to cast it. My bad.
All right, where do you move?
Oh, to the dangerous spots. I have to move about there. I have to be in front of Brig.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you after that, then?
No, but it is a concentration, so I'm just gonna mark myself that I'm concentrating.
All right. it's his turn next.
I know.
He says,
Hmm.
let's see if I can return the favor. As he runs up towards you and is going to go ahead and swing at you with his long sword. Give me just a moment here. There we go. 16.
If I'm concentrating on a spell, can I still use shield as a reaction?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I'll use it.
Excellent. As it sort of cracks against the shield that you put up. He seems impressed. She'll bring us to Porum.
Alrighty. I am going to poke my head out of the room, hearing the commotion, and I am going to try and take a shot at the big guy himself.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. Does 23
Nice.
hit?
The 23 definitely hits.
Get him, Porum, get him!
For 11.
Yeah!
Ooh. That one seems to go right through his neck. And it's that time of day again.
No.
The 1 HP club now has 8 members. This goes right through, blood pooling out. You watch as the infernal runes dotting his body begin to glow. It's almost there. I can feel it.
Oh.
And yeah, he's starting to look a little interesting. Anything else for you, Porum?
Should I take another shot?
Do it!
I'm an action surge,
All right.
and I'm gonna take another shot.
Excellent.
No, no,
Oh
no.
no! Your
The 1
second,
HP, the
Yeah.
1 HP club, then not today.
seeing those glowing runes cause you to panic just a little bit, and you aim a little too high. Anything else, Porum?
Should we just double check real quick? I think that's it. I'm gonna stay where I'm at for now.
All right. That'll bring us to Balthazar.
Go get him, Bow.
I have ideas, but I have a feeling I know it's gonna come, so I'm gonna have to save it for the time being. But, He's going to... Oh, man. Does he do the...
Them an initiative. Oops.
Does he do the dumb thing, or does he... Well, first and foremost, he is going to... Yeah, no. We might as well try to force his hand, right?
Yep.
Do we... Alright. Bonus action, he's going... Since he's within reach, Balthazar's going to reach down and, give Brig a tap and cast Spare the Dying on him.
All right. He is spared, which is good.
Yeah. And with his crossbow loaded, he's gonna take aim at Dern and shoot.
All right.
It's a miss.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what? It's probably for the best.
clinks against his armor. All right. That'll bring us to some of our goblins. As we've got 2 of them popping their heads out from this door right here. One of them's going to shoot at Biner. Another one is going to shoot at Craig. All right. Got 1 shot for Biner, a miss, and Craig, a hit,
Craig, no!
as he is going to take 8 damage, which is going to unconscify him as well, sadly.
God damn it.
Aw.
He is no longer afraid, but he is unconscious. No, wait, he doesn't have the heart yet. He's not spared. All right. That'll bring us down to Penny. Jennifer.
Oh, sorry. From the doorway, do I have a shot at Dern? Can I see him?
Yes, you can peek your head out and see him.
Okay. So from the doorway, I'm gonna lean out and shoot my short bow at Dern.
All right. 14. Sadly, he is a little too armored for that to get him. He draws his shield up. The arrow still right through his neck, but he is holding fast. Anything else you'd like to do, Penny?
Nope, I'm just gonna stay there.
All right. Ophelia, it's you.
Okay, so question for you. If I move on top of Porum, like, I could still get a spell off, correct?
Yes.
But I can't finish my turn there, obviously.
Yeah. So you could end your turn, like, in the corner if you wanted.
Right. I was just wondering if I could cut to on top of Porum and go back inside
Yeah.
if I had enough movement.
Yeah,
Alright.
if you've got enough movement, you can.
Okay. So then we'll do that, and then we'll go for the firebolt on Dern.
All right.
Okay, I don't know what the heck happened.
Blank.
That's very strange.
Thing.
This.
Roll 20Y.
Oh wow.
We
Dern
continue to miss!
is the
It's
immortal
man.
1 HP man.
I know.
He swats it away with his blade,
And I'll
killing madly.
just step back.
Right. Very good. That'll bring us to more goblins. So we've got another one that's going to run 15 feet to get out here. Another one goes 15 feet to get out there. They're going to fire a shot at Old Man Grenell and one at Porum. So we got shot at Grenell, shot at Porum. All right, 22 on Porum hits for 9 piercing, or they duck back in.
I feel like Gretel has taken all of the luck when it comes to getting hit.
I know,
Yeah.
this old man is just like serene as arrows keep flying past his head.
It's the drugs I slipped him after the surgery.
Are the people who didn't get their turns gonna do it after the last
Yeah,
last one?
that was
Okay.
my plan for him. So that will then bring us to Scorchbringer. He's going to rush out, be like, "Sorry, I was snoozing. Oh, everybody's in my way. How can I shoot my fire if you're doing that? Gosh, dang it." And he is going to grab a wrench, and he is going to throw the wrench at Grenell and miss. Which will then bring us to the people who missed their turn. So, for instance, our fellow Grenell is going to go ahead and cast Poison Spray, a DC 11, as he steps over here in front of this goblin. And he will make a con save. She fails, so he takes 8 points of poison damage as he starts coughing and wheezing a bit from this poison enveloping him. He's sort of scratching at the machine on his back, and you begin to remember a thing that happens when
Oh,
these guys
no.
die. He's not dead yet, but friendly
Gotta
reminder.
move.
friendly reminder. Our other two friends are down. One of them has spared the dying. The other does not, however, which means he's got 1 turn of wounding on him. Which will then bring us to Urki, who is going to use his turn to cast Spare the Dying. Our other friend. Actually, I'll say he does that before he gets the wound, because I can do it whatever order I really want. So Urki is going to rush out and do a little Spare the Dying. I believe that is all of the power friends, which brings us to 2 goblin ambushers there, who are going to use their crossbows and fire once at Balthazar and once at Grenell. So we'll go Balthazar first. 18 on Balthazar.
It hits.
All right, for 9 piercing. 1 on
Fuck
Grenell.
you, though.
Ooh. Yeah, that is going to down Grenell as Grenell goes unconscious himself from taking a extremely well-placed shot right in the neck. And then they're going to use their movement to run back inside. Which will bring us to the goblins outside that are no longer standing in confusion. They are instead going to be fighting back with their scimitars drawn. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh boy. So, 1 miss and 3 hits. And that's going to take out quite a few of them, actually. So we're going to have 2 of these go and 1 of these go. But as they fall, some ready to action happen, which is these guys move forward to take their place. It's going to be them, which brings us to Breg, who's stable. All right. Hobgoblins now are going to begin. No, they're going to keep firing arrows, I think. So, this guy is going to go ahead and take a shot at... It's being weird. There we go. He's lining up his shot, and he is going to fire at Urki Timbers. A 22 to hit, which is going to get him pretty dang good for only 4 piercing damage. At least, not too bad. Now, it's at this point that anyone who would like to roll high or low for me can. Or anyone who would like to declare high or low for me can. What will it be? High or low? High? All right. Excellent.
Oh my god.
So, give me just a moment. So I add some new people to the initiative. Oh yeah. The good stuff. All right. That'll bring us to the other hobgoblin who hasn't gone yet. Who's going to take a shot at Aina. Though your shield is still up because it lasts a whole round.
Yeah.
16, which will miss. Now I can get rid of the high or low. Craig is down. Bring us to some of the commoners. Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 commoners making swings.
Oh, come on, commoners.
One of them gets a smack for 3 damage. But sadly, he's the only one. They're almost bludgeoning one of these guys down. Oh, Lord. I'll bring us to our Scorchbringer. He's going to start pumping his machine to see if he can get it to work. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It breaks.
Oh
No.
Oh no.
When the guard dies, or if it rolls a 1 when checking whether its action recharges, the tank explodes. Everyone
no.
within, I think it's 10 feet, yes? 10-foot radius?
Mm-hmm.
So Balthazar, Biner, and Dern are all going to need to make a dex save for me.
I mean,
As,
he's knocked out.
well, Breg is knocked out.
No, Balthazar is also knocked
Balthazar.
out.
Oh, Balthazar got knocked out. Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Then that is an auto fail, so that'll be 1 failed death save. Ooh, load. All right, so
I gotta
Biner passes.
Make one as well.
7 damage, so you take half of that in your favor, so only 3. And I've gotta do some rolls for other folks. All right, so 3 for you as well. Urki fails, so Urki is gonna take
Urki, no.
7. As the blow up happens, Breg is no longer stable, so they've got 1 bleed on him.
Okay.
Rennell
That's
gets
still good.
1 bleed on him. And Dern dies for certain after this
Aw.
explosion.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh wait, Dern?
Oh wait.
yes.
Dern. Right.
As,
no, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good
He,
thing.
he was
It is.
glowing, so
He's glowing. As the flame envelops him, you briefly cannot see him anymore. As the fire cracks around him. And let's see, where is Dern on the initiative? He is going to leave the initiative as the fire dies down, or rather, as it rages on, you hear crackling and cursing and the sounds of snapping bone. So when the fire dies down, little patches of flame are still on his back as you see what he is transformed
Whoa.
into.
the fuck is that?
He looks like this now. He just says, "Yeah, I've been waiting for."
Is he a rat?
No, he's well, he's something else. He's something else a little bit. Just a bit. I'll see if I can't find a little art to share for everybody. Though the art is loading slowly for me, so we'll have to get back to that later. But that guy just died, which means it's Biner's turn.
All right, he's going to fire off an ice knife at this one.
Excellent.
I can't hit crap.
It does still explode. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes, so he needs to make a... The target and each creature within 5 feet needs to make dex saves, so both Dern and him need to make dex saves against a 14. Very nice. So let's see here. Oh, 1 sec. Oh no. That is the wrong one. Give me just a moment, because I messed up just a little bit. Yeah, we'll do that. As he makes his dex save, which isn't an advantage, I don't think. No, it is not. A 10. Perfect. So roll me 2d6 to see how much damage goes down. Excellent. That'll do 9 cold. Very good. The ice shards crash into him, and the guard also fails and takes 9 as some of these shards stab into the sort of bomb on his back. He's going, oh, no, oh, sort of slapping on his back a little bit. Biner, if you'd like to, now that you've seen what Durin has transformed into, you can roll a religion check, and you can maybe figure out what this thing is. 12. Not entirely sure, but anyone who wants to make a religion check as a bonus action can on their turn. Anything else you'd like to do, Biner?
That's it for me.
All right.
Actually,
Oh, yes.
oh no, I got a goblin in front of me. Never mind, I'll stay there.
Okay. So that'll bring us to more Gabo commoners who are going to attempt the smackdown. Let's see, there's 3 of them that are capable at the moment. Aw, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They managed to take one of their aggressors out.
Oh yeah.
Grenel's
Renewed
turn.
energy.
They start bleeding out a little bit. Urki, on their turn, is going to use one of their spell slots to do a Cure Wounds on Balthazar. Balthazar, you get 7 HP back.
Oh, hallelujah.
And that is sadly all he can do. Just going to bring us to the hobgoblins in the back. So this guy is now going to go ahead and looking at his targets, knowing how they fight, he's going to take a shot at Einar. He draws his bow and fires. Why are they doing this to me? There we go. Fires his longbow. 20 to
yeah.
hit.
I'm down.
So I'm very sorry to do this to you, Ina, but something bad might happen here.
Oh.
Because of where you're positioned. He has martial advantage, which means he gets to add another 2d6.
Oh,
Which means there is a chance this will kill you. Would that take you to -10?
If I take out the 8 and it goes, do you want me to take the negative when I go to 0 from
Yeah.
this first 8?
So essentially, yes. If you get to -10 from where your health is now, the shot would kill you.
Yeah, because those 2 8 is 16. That would bring it down to 14, so I'd be dead.
Then yes. This arrow does pierce your heart, and you do die.
God.
Okay.
Would you like to play a kobold?
Sure.
Okay. I will give you
Uh,
access to the kobolds real quick.
You know what? Balthazar is actually going to shout for Ina because he's up and he sees this.
Well, actually, before I do that, if anyone does have an inspiration, I could reroll that 20, and we could see if it doesn't hit.
I
But
don't have
I
inspiration.
don't think
No.
anyone does.
We do.
We do?
I don't think we do.
All
Oh,
right.
okay. You cut off. Fuck.
Then yes, Ina sadly collapses and is seemingly dead. Oh, Lord. All right. That will bring us to... Before I do this, I'm going to make sure Einar should be able to control the kobolds. Which I will move into the map so people can see them shortly. But sadly, they will be off the initiative now, as Skedden is going to run upwards and flip this door open and is going to go in for a stab, saying, "Oh, running a little late, and does manage to pull off a stab as he claws at the hobgoblin for 6. All right, Porum, it is you.
Seeing Einer go down, Porum's just gonna get extremely angry and just start trying to make these goblins into pushpins.
Absolutely. This is the time to
And-
do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire at the big guy. Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing.
It's all good.
It's a 13 hit the big guy.
A 13 sadly will not hit the big guy.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
do anything else? Oh, I will do a second window to get some HP back.
Okay.
So 1d10 plus 1. Okay, 1d10 plus 1.
Sounds good.
9!
Very
Back to
good.
full HP.
Aw, yeah. Let's see.
Wouldn't it be? Aren't we level 2? Wouldn't it be 10?
It would be 10.
10! Let's go back to full HP.
All good. All right, Balthazar, it's you.
Oh, Balthazar has kind of a haunted look, but he's going to well, one of their other. He can't do much for Aina, unfortunately, but he's gonna look to Brig and just sort of whispers, "No, no more." And he will cast a healing word at Brig to bring him back up to 7.
Okay.
And
I do have... So before you do this, just because you
Yes.
might want to save it for your friends, NPCs do not regain consciousness when they
Oh.
receive magical healing.
Okay,
It does
then-
prevent them from bleeding out, which means the medicine check to bring them back from the brink of death is easier, but would not put him back in the fight.
Okay. Well, then that saves me a spell slot. He will do a spare the dying instead.
All right. He's spared.
And as he gets up to his feet, his eyes just start glowing pure silver as he glares at the gobbles and at the monstrous entity that Durin turned into. And with a shaky hand that steadies as he points to it, he sort of growls out an infernal. The lady wishes to see you, and casts Path of the Grave on him as
Ooh.
rather than his usual silver butterflies, there are now black ones fluttering about with one that would, I'm gonna say it grows, a sort of black butterfly-like mark grows from where Porum had shot him in the throat.
Very nice. Right.
Balthazar. Angie.
Big Angie. Okay. Anything else for you then?
That is about all he can do.
All right. That brings to the kobolds. Are you able to see the kobolds at the moment?
I
RJ?
can see some of them that are. I see 3 of them that are here.
Yes, there are only the 3, which are the 3 you rescued, who wanted to come and help you out.
Okay.
So, you have complete control over them.
So wheat. 20, 30. Okay, so I will let you know when I move one of them. I don't see any of them, so I take
Oh
it
yeah,
I'm only one, right?
I only gave eyesight to one of them. Did you want the other 2 to basically go in the same path that you took?
Yeah, because it's 30 feet for each of them, so they
Okay.
would be right there.
Oh,
Excellent.
Jesus.
Oh,
Bring
yay.
them into the fray.
All right, and pack tactics. So
yeah.
that's advantage.
Yeah, it is.
They're gonna wallop on this guy first.
All right. Nice. Sorry, they go in for one of the hobgoblins? I didn't quite see where you pinged.
Yes, they're gonna go for the center hobgoblin first.
Excellent. So the... Ooh, yeah, it would take... Because sadly the 10-12 won't hit. But the two other daggers do manage to finish him off as they rush forward and manage to kill him.
All right, they only get one attack, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. That'll bring us to the other goblins there that are shouting in surprise at these kobolds that have just sort of snuck out, dancing around the larger hobgoblin, making some room, as they are going to try and make attacks on those guys right next to them with their own daggers. Which is only 2. I think the 12 will hit.
Yep, 12 hits.
Hit for 6.
And one of them goes down.
All right.
No.
Stab bringing one of them unconscious, but not bleeding out just yet. All right, Penny, it's you.
So I'm gonna again stay where I'm at, but I'm gonna shoot towards Dern.
All right. A 15. 15 will hit in his current state. Go ahead and roll some damage. Very nice. We'll say that you're from a hidden position, so you'll get your sneak.
That will double because of Path of the Grave, because he is
Ooh.
now vulnerable to the next attack.
Which is very good, because usually he does have resistance to this type of damage, so
Well,
that's
now.
extra good, as he's going to take 22 points from that shot as it sinks into his skin and he lets out a feral roar. That is going to bring us... Or did you want to have Penny move anywhere?
No, I'm gonna stay right there for right now.
All right. Excellent. That'll bring us to Ophelia.
Ophelia's gonna walk back out, see the new creature, and see that Ina is down. And she's gonna have, like, some watering in her eyes as she just reaches out her hand and just like a vortex of magic just crashing in upon itself, changing colors that causes her eyes to change colors as well, before she just chants in primordial chaos, and she'll do a chaos bolt.
All right. Excellent. Go ahead and give that bad boy a click, because that's definitely hitting.
Yeah, it's level 1.
All right.
Ooh.
So you got a 5 and a 7,
Okay.
which, knowing Chaos Bolt, it could be lightning or psychic.
We'll choose the lightning.
Excellent. So lightning arcs out at this beast, striking him. And give me just a moment real quick to check Barghests. It doesn't seem to harm him as much as you would hope, but it does still harm him as it zaps about his body. If you'd like to use a bonus action to roll a religion,
Yeah, I
You
would
might.
like to.
you'll be able to figure out something interesting. Finally, what you're fighting is a Barghest. And
Could you type that in the chat?
absolutely, a Barghest.
Okay.
And you know something interesting about Barghests. There's something sort of on the tip of your tongue, but you don't quite get it with a 15. Very close. But at the very least, you know what it is, and I'll give you its resistances, at the very least. So it's resistant to cold, fire, lightning, and then physical damage from non-magical attacks.
I'll relay that to everyone.
All right. That'll bring us to the goblins up above as they rush down to take their shots. Two coming down there. One's going to shoot at Porum. One's going to shoot at Biner as they ready their weapons. Porum and Biner both will miss. To bring us to this guy who hasn't used his flamethrower yet. He's going to go ahead, run up, and stand on top of Ina. Gets over there. Oop. Don't think it's showing it. To back. Oh yeah. For some reason it's hiding him, even if I do that. So anyway, he will get, we'll have him be in there in essence. He's going to shoot a gout of flame forward. That's going to need a dexterity saving throw from Porum, Penny, Balthazar, and Urki. 2d6. Nice. Urki, come on, Urkster. You can do it. Give me just a quick moment. As I do this. Alright. Alright. Ricky is hanging on there, though he's looking a little rough. So that will be 5 damage to Balthazar for Penny. And, 5 damage to Balthazar and Porum. Penny, you will only be taking 2. As this flame shoots forward. Yeah, I know. It's nasty. And we're going to move Einar to the side just for a moment. So that way we can have him there and be visible. As he's hanging in there. Which brings us to the top of the round. Which means big, nasty Dern gets to roll his initiative finally.
Oh, bless!
Oh boy.
Which is good for y'all.
Ugh.
Okay. Dust Goblins are doing their hit and run tactics. Or the ambushers, rather. So they both run down. And one of them's going to shoot at Skennen. The other's going to shoot at Biner. So they ready their weapons. So Skennen, miss. Biner, also a miss. So they duck back inside. Alright. Outside, the goblins are having their brawl still. Got 3 slashes, which is going to be 3 more unconscious gobos. So they're continuing their infighting. Reg is good for the moment. Which brings us to more hobgoblins that are still up. Ooh, yeah. One of them is going to take a shot at Urki. So they're just sort of holding the line with their bows. Takes a fire, which will hit Urki and to make him go unconscious.
Shit.
Alright. Secondary goblin that's still up is going to now take a shot. Actually, secondary guy is going to start moving in a bit. Gets 25 feet. Get right here. It's going to step on top of Urki and make a swing at Ophelia. Which will miss. Alright.
I'm shocked.
I know.
I'm very shocked.
The commoners outside are going to go, and one of them gets a hit for 2 damage. Aw, yeah. They're slowly doing what they can. Biner, it's you.
All right, so he's going to first take the goblin right in front of him
Mm-hmm.
and hit him with the
Oh, that's Grenell, so they're unconscious right now.
this guy's.
Yep, that's Grenell.
That's the man we tried to save.
Yeah.
Oh, here I've been not moving because I thought it was one of them.
There is a bad goblin with a flamethrower right there, though.
Yeah, but it'll kill everybody else. So if I kill it, so I can't do anything against that. I'm going to. He's going to pull out a scroll, and we can't bring Urki up with medical healing potion or healing magic, right?
Not Urki, sadly, no.
Yeah. Who looks the worst out of the rest of my team?
Balthazar. He's at 2 HP.
All right, so he's gonna pull out his scroll, and you see the stars start to form around his body again, but instead of an archer this time, you see him form like a chalice type symbol around him as my bonus action. And then as my action, I'm going to cast where did it go? Healing word on him.
Right.
All right, and let me first post for you, Derek. And get my score sheet to work here. The star map again. I think that's the right one.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not the one. That's right.
Sorry for
So,
perfect.
When I use a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you and another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 of your wisdom mod, 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do healing word first on him.
All right, so that would give 5 to Balthazar, and then you'd get to roll that for yourself.
Well, it's myself or somebody else.
It says whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another. Ooh, yeah, that's great. Who are you gonna give the other to?
So how bad is Ophelia?
I don't think Ophelia's been hit yet.
All right, then I'm going to pump that right back into Balthazar then too.
All right.
Yeah, Balthazar is incredibly fucked up.
So it's a D8 plus my. I thought it had
Plus 4.
Yeah, it's actually I set that up. So. Oops.
Ooh,
That's not what I wanted. This part.
there we go.
Ooh. He is back up to full.
Nice.
And
Forgot
then
I was on
like,
mute.
Since there's that was my bonus action and my action. So he's gonna try to draw out some fire. So he's gonna go right through here. I don't think anybody gets opportunity attacks on me.
Nope. Not doing that.
And he's gonna stay right there to take the fire damage from everybody.
Okay. Very good. That'll bring us to... There's only one commoner left in that group. Let's see what he can do. Hey, look at you, buddy. He knocks out another one. They clonk to the head. Erky's turn. Gotta move this guy for a sec, because Erky now starts losing a bit of blood. Grenell reaches 3, which means Grenell does pass away.
Hit.
Alright. This hobgoblin is dead. Skedden is now going to rush forward with the help of his friends. And Skedden is going to do a stab. Doing the best they can to help out. They get their pack tactics too. Oh yeah. Oh damn. That's 10. It's 1 HP club time again.
Ah, god damn it.
Ah yeah. 9 members. Skedden stabs him right across the back, sort of sliding the knife in, and the blood sprays, and Skedden screams because they don't know what the hell is happening. Porum, it's you.
Alrighty. Fuck. I am going to go ahead and try to. I'm going to try to psych some of these guys out.
Alright.
Seeing as our big friend has resistance to physical damage.
Okay.
Damn it!
Ooh. Alright. Anything else for you, Porum?
I'm just gonna crawl into a corner and cry IRL.
Oh.
This is not what we expected with this long session.
I know. I was expecting the RPs and have fun times, not death and decay.
Alright. Balthazar, it's you.
Oh, man, he's so pissed. Spare the dying on Erky.
Alright.
And then, man, we want to get rid of the big guy as fast as possible. Don't give them a leader. He is going to look at Durin and holds out his hand. He's going to. He's also going to cast a guiding bolt.
Ooh, nice.
15
That's a hit.
plus 1. Ooh, I will say, rather than the pure white light, he's so angry. It starts off as white and it starts growing darker and darker as it collects in his palm before it shoots out black.
Nice. Alright. Shoots out this black magic that hits him with dark radiance. He is looking bloodied as it blasts into him, sort of melting bits of his flesh. As he lets out a guttural roar. Anything else for you, Balthazar?
No, that's about all he can do.
Alright. It's our kobolds' turns.
Start wailing on the goblos around.
Alright.
So one of them dead.
This one. Oh, yeah, one of them's dead. Sorry.
One of them is dead, but we'll use your first 2 attacks. Did you want to finish off the 1 HP hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Okay. That first attack is definitely going to do that. These guys are just, getting as much revenge as they possibly can. But the 13 sadly won't be able to get the guy below. Did you want to do any sort of movement with the 2 that remain?
If I move the kobolds a little further this way, would these guys, not that one, would, Miner and everyone get pack tactics off of that?
So pack tactics is what the kobolds have. So unless you have pack tactics, you won't get advantage. The kobolds would get pack tactics, but yeah.
That was my curiosity. Like they're so low of HP, I really just can't afford to move them or else they'll die.
I respect it. And yeah, coming back down to the two gobos there, they're going to try to retaliate as best they can with their own daggers. One miss, one hit. For 4, another 1 HP club. You can choose which one has 1 HP.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Of your kobold, your little kobold troop. All right. That brings us to Penny.
So I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to shoot at the guy that's standing on Erky.
Mm-hmm.
You get sneak attack on this. Balthazar's in front of him. Fuck him up.
Yeah, roll for damage. Oh my god.
It's me,
No.
They have 11 HP.
God damn it.
Shoots him. It goes like right next to his heart. Shoots out the back of his chest as he stumbles from this expertly placed shot, Penny. If you'd like to use your cunning action to make a bonus action hide, the next shot that you make will be at advantage, by the way.
Where can I hide?
You can just hide behind the wall there. So like if you moved just to the side like
okay.
that. Yeah.
I'll do that.
So go ahead and roll a stealth. And as long as your stealth is higher than your target's passive perception, you'll have advantage on your next shot.
Okay, hold on.
Nice. All right. Ophelia, it's you.
I have a question just because I didn't. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be an action, but I remember us talking about the ring that I had, and it was a ring of inflict wounds.
It was a ring of inflict wounds. 2nd level. So if you wanna use that, you've only got the one use, but basically you're gonna roll a d20, and it'll be a d20 plus 7 to see if you hit. It acts as if you had the maximum ability score you could possibly have. It's how I rule magic item or spell scroll type things.
Okay. No, God.
You're gonna risk an opportunity attack, but like you're at full.
I was actually debating on using it on this guy, but
He's at 1 HP.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this. Wait, this guy's at 1 HP.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
The one in front of him, in front of Bal, is 1 HP.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about. So.
No, this man's bloody.
Man.
I think if you hit him with the inflict wounds, we could kill him.
You know something? Why not? I'll risk it.
How much rage do you have in your body?
Yeah, a lot. And I will do the inflict wounds, I guess, unless this guy can or cannot one-shot me.
Yeah, we will see. He doesn't have. I guess you would be passing nearby one of his allies when you got there. Oh, you could go around. Okay, good. He probably can't one-shot you, but we'll see. That'd be a swing 12, which I think misses.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Oh.
All right, so roll a d20 plus 7.
Wow.
Fuck him up.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
Oh.
That's
Man.
a hit. 4d10.
Fuck him up.
19. Ooh. Doesn't
I swear.
quite get immortal, but
Oh my God.
he is real roughed up.
Um,
As his skin. Yeah, do you want to describe what this looks
Yeah.
like as you don this ring?
yeah, so Ophelia would duck underneath the hobgoblin. It's a scimitar, I believe. Oh no, longsword. She'll duck underneath it, finesse herself between Binur and the goblin with the tank, put on the ring, and like kind of like feel like a surge of negative energy course through her arm, and it would like tear off the skin but regenerate it as she passes it into Dern.
All right. Where on him do you touch, by the way?
Face.
On his face. Excellent. So yeah, you watch as this necrosis washes over his face, melting off one of his eyes. He lets off this horrific roar. You're pretty sure that you have left some kind of lasting wound as you do this. Anything else you'd like to do?
Wow. You know, I'm sure there would be. I will use some sorcery points to regain a spell slot.
Okay. As you do that, it's now his turn.
Oh, boy.
As he's recovering from that, letting out a guttural roar. Watch as his eyes dart around the room. The kobolds behind him, your group in front. One of his men bleeding, almost falling to a knee from the wound that Penny had just inflicted. His eyes dart to the explosive fellow right in front of him. He pushes through, sort of swatting the goblin with the flamethrower out of the way, almost. As he makes his way past here, reaches out a claw and grabs onto the hobgoblin next to him. Just says, "We have to go." And as he does that, his claws squeeze around and he casts Dimension Door.
Son of a bitch.
And him and the hobgoblin vanish. And as they vanish, the remaining goblins see that, their commander abandoning them, and it seems as if their will to continue the fight dies as they begin lowering their weapons.
Leave no prisoners.
We'll get to that. You decide you want to slaughter all of them. But they start to lower their weapons and seems that their will to fight is broken. And, you know, no matter what happens, we're going to go ahead and stop there so we can take another quick 10-minute break. Because I have some things that I need to discuss with certain people. So, we'll be back after that, everybody. All right. Hey, everybody. We are back, and things are looking a bit dire as, well, the goblins have surrendered, but it seems that there is a cost. So y'all see Ina lying in a pool of blood. What do you do?
Balthazar is immediately dropping his things and running over to pick him up. Is just with the goblin over him, eyes still kind of like silver. He snarls out an infernal move.
They do step to the side very quickly. The one that's
Or will
conscious
also-
enough to do that.
Or will also run over.
He's picking up Aina and is just in Celestial, going, no, please, please, please.
I think Ophelia might first, because Ophelia is right next to Ina.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was going to go over with Ina just on top of him, just being, no. We can bring you back. We can save you. Is there
As
anything?
you're saying this, Penny, you notice as Peaches slowly begins fading out of existence.
And then I'm gonna come out of the room I'm in over to where Ina is, and I'm gonna kind of like push on him and say, Ina, get up. And then I'm gonna look at Ophelia and Balthazar. Do something. Why won't Ina get up? Do something. What's going on?
Form in a Celestial is just going to ask Balthazar, and I think Ophelia, you speak Celestial too, right?
Sure do.
Awesome. It's just gonna, or he's just gonna say, "Why are you two just standing there? Can't any of you do something? Can't you do like CPR or something?"
I'll just start trying to work on it, and just in Celestial as well, I'd just be like, I'd do anything.
Yeah, what's going through Ophelia's head as you're checking some of these vital signs and noticing that, well, things are looking dire.
As if the earlier surgery that was successful wasn't enough, she has flashbacks to an operating table and a Triton hand that's cold and lifeless. As she is internally just thinking, it's like, I would bring her back, and I would bring Ina back at the cost of anything.
Right. As you say that, looking at this lifeless body, thinking about the lifeless body of your friend in your mind, you know, you're going through the motions, doing everything you can to help Ina, doing everything you can think of, but that memory slowly begins to overtake your thoughts, Ophelia. How you tried everything back then, and it simply wasn't enough. And eventually you find those thoughts consuming you. Your hand holding theirs, pale, cold, lifeless, as your eyes draw up towards their face. Their eyes closed, chest unmoving. You watch as their eyes slowly slip open. There's a strange, dim, emerald glow in those eyes as they open. This memory, much different from how you remember it, and yet you can't snap yourself out of it as their lips move.
You would do anything?
He's just taken aback by the voice. Oh, yes. I would do anything.
And the hand slowly curls its fingers, squeezing yours. And you feel this strange radiance begin flowing into you. And you find yourself lost at sea. A very quiet sea, looking up at a moonless night. And yet even with that lack of moon, the stars seem to illuminate this place around you. A single glowing green light in the sky, a single star just guiding you to shore. You find yourself helplessly drawn to it. And outside, you watch as Ophelia, panicking, lost in their thoughts. Her eyes seem to almost glaze over for a second. As that same emerald glow fills them up like pools. And Einar's body, slowly but surely, begins to piece itself together, bones snapping into place, their own eyes opening very wide, glowing. As Einar, you feel yourself floating in a void, and a sheer second of terror hits you. Terror, knowing what has happened, knowing where you are, knowing what you didn't get to complete. The immense shock and horror of this realization causing you to wake up. A breath knocking loose from your chest, as if waking up from a terrible nightmare in Ophelia's arms. As Ophelia, you instead go unconscious, sort of collapsing into Einar's chest. As your surrounding friends bear witness.
Balthazar is gonna catch her and checks her pulse.
She still has a pulse. And Einar, you have no wounds to speak of. You feel fresh as a newborn babe.
That freaks me out a little bit more. And then quickly they're gonna check like their hands to see like if they still have their scarring. They're gonna start pulling at their cloak to see if the scars are still there that they have themselves, and you're gonna just see flashes of his clothes going just because he's freaking out. Are the scars on their hand and chest still there, Derek, or are they just gone?
They're gone.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. Seeing Aina in a panic, and Ophelia is at least alive. Balthazar's gonna gently put her down and like try to catch Aina's hands to calm him down. Like, hey, you, Jesus, lady alive. It's all right. It's all right.
It's gone. They're all gone. And just I was just like frantically like rubbing his hand against his chest where his like main scar was.
Just Balthazar's gonna just try and press Aina's hands onto their chest, and it's just like, just breathe for a second, please.
What happened?
I don't know what you did, but you were Well, Balthazar has knocked his hat off in his panic, and it's just like, "You're dead. You were gone, is what happened. Just stay still, okay? For the time being, just breathe."
Right. There's still very much a wide-eyed panic look, and he's like slowly picking his clothes back up to put back on.
Yeah. Balthazar is he is just as panicked and distressed before turning to Ophelia and checking her over again.
She is breathing, but she is unconscious.
He just stares at her and shakes his head. "What did you do?" But he'll pick her up and cradle her a bit, and looks to the rest.
Go ahead, Cosmic.
No, you did that. That was it. Well, you were going to say something before.
I was just gonna say, during the interaction we were having with Einer, after Einer put his clothes back on, would place, just to clarify, would place a hand on his shoulder and just give him just stare at him with tears in his eyes, and then just pounce on him with the biggest bear hug, and just be like, "Don't you ever fucking do that to us again."
I don't think I can prevent arrows being shot.
He just
But you
squeezes you
can
a little
prevent
tighter.
jumping into the middle of the goddamn fray. We discussed this earlier. You are fragile.
I understand that I'm very fragile. I just forgot how fragile.
Shakes his head.
Is everyone
Idiot.
all right?
Watch as the remaining kobolds and the good goblins are working on tying up the prisoners and moving the bodies to somewhere, organized where it'll be a little easier for them to be looked at, those who do have wounds.
Did we lose anyone else? And I was just gonna look at everyone as he gauge their injuries.
Oh,
Penny,
we lost well, yeah, no, we lost Gretel. I didn't realize how fast he was bleeding out. Fuck.
Penny, are you alright?
I know you're awake. Where's Peaches? What happened to Peaches? What's wrong with Ophelia? What happened? What do we do now?
I'm gonna snap my finger and see if I can pull Peaches from a pocket dimension that they go into sometimes to see if Peaches is gone, that I have to resummon him, or if he just went
You would
there.
have to resummon them.
Okay. Bit frustrated that Peaches is gone. I died, Penny. And we still need to continue forward.
Are you okay now? But what happened to Ophelia?
I don't know what she did, but I feel like she might have given something to bring Aina back. I don't think any of us really have the power right now to escape the lady in such a way at the moment, but whatever she did, she's alive for now. And I think she just expended herself.
Can you make a little bed for Ophelia? And we can put her on a little bed and figure out what we should do next. And check on everybody else.
Yeah, I can make a bed for her. Are there any?
Let's move it into the other room, I think,
That's
to
probably
keep
for
an
the
eye on everything.
Derek.
What was that? I couldn't hear what you were saying, Migs.
Is anything changed about Ophelia, or does it still look like Ophelia? Like any discoloration, new markings, hair color change?
No, they look exactly the same.
Okay.
Unless you want to have something change, Corey.
I hadn't thought about it. Maybe we could discuss it.
All right. Maybe it'll take a little while for it to show up if there is something. But yeah. Y'all can bring her into this next room here to rest with the other injured if you like. The goblins do have some makeshift beds that they're sort of moving into the area and setting down and trying to, get all their friendlies set up as best they can.
Balthazar will move Ophelia. He's gonna pick her up princess style and walk.
These guys against a wall, actually. I feel that makes the most
Actually,
sense.
before he moves, he's going to look at Aina. Are you going to be all right?
I think I will. I lost some important things, technically. It's nothing just a pen and paper can't fix.
Right. He's even with Ophelia in his arms, he's keeping an eye out on Aina, and, like watching for any sort of wobble or anything.
Ina's just gonna kind of lean against Biner and sit down, just using him as a crutch pretty much, and just take out their book and start. It's very obvious that they're recopying spells or doing spell taking of some kind.
He's if there's a cot empty, he's going to put Ophelia down into it.
Yes. There would be, as some of the remaining workers are kind of sadly looking over a lot of their friends and just say, we got one over there. It should be good for her.
Thank
Sorry
you.
that this happened to us.
No, you don't need to apologize. I'm sorry about Grenell.
A good leader. But, yeah. They kind of nod a little quietly, unsure of what to say exactly, as they're doing a bit of tending to their own.
Once he can get Ophelia situated, Balthazar is going to sort of let the other sleeve of his outer coat drop before rolling up his shirt sleeves, and is going to go help tend to the people who are down. Keeps an ear
Right.
out for Ophelia and keeps an eye out on Aina as he does so.
Okay. Balthazar is tending to the wounded. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? Or are y'all just sort of, gonna be processing? Because I don't have any other major events. I wasn't going to have, Ophelia's probably not going to be waking up till the next morning. It's going to take a little while. So,
He wants to walk over to Skedden
mm-hmm.
and thank him for coming to help, but just ask him how he knew to come. Like, how did you know? Did you hear? How did you know where we were?
Oh, well, truth be told, I was gonna be coming around earlier. But when we woke up, the room with the prisoners got busted open, and there were a bunch of these like fungus zombies that we had to fight. But the prisoners you saved, telling me about how cool y'all were, and I'd already been struggling with coming to help y'all, so we were just sort of already on our way. It's just some lucky timing.
Thank you, Skedden. You were very brave, and I know that we're all proud of you that you ran towards the danger to help instead of away.
Been working on that. I wish I'd come sooner, he says, and kind of glances at the people being checked on by Balthazar across the room. Better
I'm just
late than never, though, yeah.
And I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder and say, "Well, you did good. You did good."
Yeah, thanks. And he gives a small smile. That y'all did pretty good too. Honestly, as dire as things are, it's the best it's ever really gotten down here since everything kind of fell on its head. So, we're looking up. See if we can get some of the other guys to keep an eye on all of them. Sort of glances to the goblins that they've got tied up. Make sure that they don't end up bothering y'all while you delve deeper down into the Citadel.
Yeah, that would be good. Thanks for that.
Yeah. And he gives a couple of reassuring nods. I can run back. You can get some food. Share it with y'all. The goblins here and all that. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be good. I think that'd be a really good idea.
Sounds good. And yeah, he's gonna run off and get what meager food preserves that they have. The kobolds that know about it because you showed them it. Prisoners are gonna go to the storeroom, grab some of that. Just make sure everybody gets some good food.
It's gonna make sure that the rest of the group knows that Gen's gonna go get us some food and that they're gonna. Basically, I'm gonna relay the conversation to the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is in this room? What else is in this room besides, of course, all these people are.
Yeah. So there is the pile that they'd been collecting. It's the Sword of Dragon Hoard. So I'll describe that to you. Just a moment. 40. Okay. So what this room looks like, maybe at one time it was a cathedral, but now is a little bit more like a goblin lair. There's scores of wall and floor-mounted sconces filled with some violet glowing fungi that provides illumination. Along the southern wall is a heaping pile of assorted items, including wagon wheels, broken armor, rusted arms, chests, small statues, antique furniture, and artwork. Just all piled up. So, some interesting things for you to look through as you dig through there. Need just a quick moment to make sure I'm given all the info. So yeah, you can find just about any piece of mundane gear that has a value of 5 GP or lower. So I'm going to give y'all a list of what that is. Well, it's going to be a list of all the mundane gear. Anything that's 5 GP or lower, there's one item of that basically in the pile, is how we're going to be going at it. If you'd like to look for more specific things, though, Penny, you can also roll an investigation to dig through and see if you can find anything of note.
Yep.
Very nice. All right. So, digging through, let's see here. What would you be able to find? Oh, yes. So, you'd be able to find a fine agate statue that seems to be of some elven deity. Someone could roll a religion if they want to try and figure out what this deity is. But you know, Penny, that it's worth at least 30 gold pieces. There's also a chain shirt in there, if anybody wants to wear that. It is not of a religion any of the four of you, know of. None of you recognize this deity.
I'm so sorry, guys.
In addition to that, Penny, as you're digging through, you also find a healer's kit, as well as there's one other thing that's in there. Ah, yes. A poisoner's kit.
Okay. Can I pick up the healer's kit? Well, I want to pick up both.
Yes.
But can I take the healer's kit? And I know the difference between the two, right?
Yes. You're they've got like clearly labeled stuff on them that's like, this is poison stuff, and this is, got bandages and things like that in it, in the healer one.
So I'm gonna take the healer's kit and I'm gonna walk over and I'm going to set it down next to Ophelia's pot. Even though she's unconscious, I'm gonna put it there for her so that she has it there when she wakes up. And then I'm just gonna hold on to the other kit for right now and just kind of maybe discuss it with somebody else later.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
And then the little statue, can I also pocket the statue?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna pocket the statue then.
All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a cool new link to a thing real quick for reference. As soon as Roll20 lets me, because it's being a bit of a butt right now. But anyone who wants to dig through the pile, you don't have to make like a roll to find what you're looking for as far as these things go. But you're welcome to look in the general store. So there should be a link that you can click right here. If you click that, in this pile, anything under adventuring gear, 5 gold pieces or lower, you can find 1 of each item in that. So anything that you want to grab that looks neat, you can pick up. And, you know, we don't have to go through all of that right now or anything. We're going to be taking a long break, so if you want to, like, look over it over the break and grab some stuff, you absolutely can. Get some neat items. As long as it is below 5 gold or at 5 gold, you'll be good.
A bedroll.
Yeah, bedrolls are nice. But yeah. So Balthazar, as far as looking over the people goes, everyone is stabilized, and you know you're checking on them. Nobody will be free from the possibility of dying until a medicine check is rolled. If you want, you can, you know, wait a while to see when Ophelia wakes up, if they can help out with it, so that way y'all can have advantage or what have you. Because they all look stable, they're not going to die overnight. Their condition isn't going to get worse. If you'd like. If you want to just try and help them out now, you absolutely can with that as well.
Does it do any damage if we roll really bad?
Yes. If you roll really bad, it means they don't make it, essentially.
All right.
Basically, if we roll a nat 1, then
If you don't roll whatever their particular DC is, which is determined by how long they were unconscious without being stabilized, then that basically means that, you know, things are looking rough for them. So if you don't meet whatever their DC is, that means they pass away while you're trying to fix them up, basically.
stable, but
Yes.
checking on all of them.
But yeah, is there anything else anyone would like to do before this
I'd
night
like
is
to go-
over?
I'd like to go through the dead goblins, see if there's anything worth on them.
Absolutely. So, the dead guys, the hobgoblin has some nice armor on him. So, you've got some chainmail and a shield from the hobgoblin, as well as a long sword and a long bow. The little goblins, because again, weapons are being removed from these guys, I assume. So you've got 4 leather armors, if nobody has leather armor. You've got 4 short bows, 4 scimitars. You've got a whole bunch of light crossbows, but y'all have seen those in the past, so I'm not gonna make a huge note of them because they're not like really new. One thing that is of interest is there is a metallic breastplate, because you kept one of the guys from exploding, but it's sized for somebody who is small. So sadly,
Like
Biner
Ina?
wouldn't be able to. But
Like Ina, we should give it to Ina to help protect Ina.
I can't wear armor.
sadly, not trained in armor.
Yeah,
Wizards
wizards-
can't wear armor.
They can if they get a feat for it, but they don't have armor proficiency, which doesn't help.
Yeah. You also have one exploding fire tank from the one guy who didn't explode, who's over here. So
Gorm can wear a breastplate though.
that's true.
Oh yeah, he is a small creature.
And
Also,
a fighter.
do we want to take the exploding tank, throw it into the hallway, and just explode it ourselves so as not to risk injury?
I think we keep it and maybe drop it down the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
think
always an option.
at least hold on to it for a little bit before we make it explode.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm taking the breastplate, by the way, if that's okay.
Absolutely. What am I gonna do? Wear it?
You can polish it, you can, like, make googly eyes at it or something.
Yes, googly eyes for the nips.
Yes, but Bynard,
God.
also roll me an investigation if you would. Very nice. Give me a second, quick. We're gonna roll 17 d4. You are able to scrounge together off of all these guys about 44 gold.
Okay. I'll throw it in the party loot.
All right. Get a little bit of gold. And yeah. Anything else y'all would like to do before calling it a night?
I think I'm good. I already posted what I wanted to do in the chat.
Oh, I might have missed that.
Drew crafting a bunch of flowers to
Aw.
Ophelia.
Very nice.
They're meant to help with healing.
Mm-hmm.
It's oscillating between checking on Ophelia and checking on Ina.
Oh yes. But yeah, Ina seems to be okay, aside from the fact that all of their scars have healed. And I should mention, Ina, by the way, because I know you have tattoos. Your tattoos are all like the ink is still in your skin,
Yeah.
but they just something about them feels different. It's hard to like place your finger on exactly what. Some of the lines around them aren't as sharp as they used to be. Not that it's like messy, but yeah, it's just kind of a very strange feeling.
When we look at Ina, do we see that difference? Do we see any physical difference?
I don't think it
Usually-
would be super noticeable, but
I was gonna say,
what are you about to
usually
say?
Ina's hands are usually on display. He did rip off a bunch of clothing, so you didn't know what he looked like underneath before.
Mm-hmm.
Except that he was freaking out.
Yeah.
He looked baby smooth, but he was freaking out about it.
That's right.
Is essentially what I assume happened.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if that's all that y'all wish to do for today, speak now or forever hold your peace. We might start wrapping up for today around here, if that's okay with everybody.
Think so.
Yeah, I was just you said 5 gold in the pile or 4 gold?
Anything
Anything
gold or
5 or less.
I was just like making a list to put into my bag. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. Get yourself some good stuff.
Like a tent.
Yeah. They've got all sorts of garbage in there. But, yeah. You know, we'll have 2 weeks to discuss all that good stuff. But for now, we're going to go ahead and discuss stars and wishes. So my star for today was giving y'all multiple heart attacks. That's always fun. My wishes for next week are that I hope y'all enjoy being level 3. Aw, yeah.
Wait, did we level up or are you wishing up for next time?
No, that's what you're leveling up right now.
What?
Yeah.
Give yourself a long rest. There's nothing on this floor that will harm you. So y'all are able to long rest and level yourself up to level 3.
I can finally be an arcane archer.
That's right.
I can have 2 more HP.
Oh my god.
Oh no. But those are my stars and wishes. We're gonna start at the top. Chris, do you have any stars or wishes for today?
Great battle. Loved how I failed miserably on tossing. I know. I guess that was just the omen.
Oh my god.
That set the tone for the day.
Yeah, that was the omen. So we should have just turned around and went back to sleep and started another day. But no, yeah, that's good. Wishes. Look forward to seeing everybody who levels up with their new class stuff. What fun and exciting stuff they're gonna introduce as their backstory.
Oh yes. Some good stuff, no doubt. All right.
Yeah.
Jennifer, do you have any stars or wishes for us today?
Stars. Well, not a star. Not seeing Ina die or Peaches disappear. That's not a star, but okay.
It succeeded in making you feel something, even if it was
yes,
bad.
it did. I was like, what about Peaches?
I like how you
You're about
only
Ina.
cared about Peaches and not Ina.
It's like
Penny wanted peaches.
it's like a movie. Like you never feel bad about like the people dying. You feel bad when the animals die in movies.
Just the battle was good. Everything was good. Wishes. I don't really have any wishes that I can think of.
All good. I'm excited to see which subclass you end up going with. Lots of options.
Yep.
That'll bring us to Cosmic. Any stars or wishes for you?
Oh man, the whole surgery bit was terrifying, but also really cool. And I liked how this was essentially just showing off Ophelia a little bit.
Absolutely.
That the thing with Ina's resurrection was fascinating.
I'm glad you liked
Balthazar is concerned for what she's done to do something like that.
it. Oh, yes. RJ, you like writing down statistics and stuff that happen in game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I'm going to have some statistics I'd like you to write down, but
Oh,
we'll
boy.
discuss that.
Oh,
We'll discuss that in private. But yes. We're gonna go down
Wishes.
to oh, did you have wishes?
Yeah. I want more RP, because oh man, just whatever the fuck's going on with Ophelia, and then just the curiosity Balthazar has of why Ina was freaking out about his scars. But yeah, excited to see what's gonna be down in the second level of this terror maze.
Absolutely. I'm pumped. That'll bring us to Migs. Migs, do you have any stars or wishes?
Stars. I have to agree that the surgery bit was really, really cool. I liked pretty much everything about session today, even the crappy things. I wish Roll20 would stop being mean and let us roll better.
It's fair.
And I wish to figure out what the fuck is going on with Ophelia.
I'm sure you'll learn one day.
One of these days.
Yeah. That'll bring us to Corey. Corey, do you have any stars or wishes?
stars, definitely the surgery. I'm also just super pumped about how everything transpired. I liked our secret talk. And yet again, combat, you always deliver on it. Like, it's tough, but it's really fun.
Sometimes I deliver too much, more than even
yeah.
I intended.
I also still loved the failure for Ina to get thrown over the spike trap.
Oh yes,
It was still good.
you love to see it.
Yeah, just brings Gerblin flashbacks. And then wishes, I guess, is that we actually had a game next week.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
I know. I'm sorry, but we'll get right
It's a-
back into the thick of it after. But last but not least, I'll bring us to RJ.
My stars for today were definitely the doctor session. Like, it was nail biting.
Oh yeah.
And I loved getting thrown into the spike trap because I called it, and then it happened. I was like, right, self-fulfilling prophecy. My wish is not to go down first in a fight, honestly.
You went to the front line.
I
Why would you do that?
I forgot I was squishy.
I sent RJ a meme about
You were
it.
squishy, and also you were at half health.
I rocked half health for quite a while.
Yeah, but you were always to the back.
I just got 10 more health.
Yeah.
I don't want that kind of rolling for me, Migs.
Oh no. But for everybody watching, if you're watching on YouTube later, please subscribe and like and all of those things you're supposed to do. Keep in mind that we're rebranding, so keep an eye out for Weird Ventures instead of Stray Society Games. I'm gonna go into the sort of end stream
I thought
section.
you rolled 1 instead of 3.
That would have
Sorry,
been very
RJ.
That would
upsetting.
have been funny.
But we're gonna start going into the end stream. I'm still gonna be around to ask questions, and we might be chatting more about the game. But yeah, if any of the audience members, if any of y'all have stars and wishes you want to share, I love knowing what y'all liked too. And yeah, we're in the after stream now. Good
Oh, I get
stuff.
second level. I get second levels.
Second level
Second
spells,
Yeah,
finally.
next level.
That was the one thing I was noticing. Nobody has AoE spells.
Yeah.
We're all bunched in together too, so like,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have like the dragon breath, and I was debating dashing forward for it, but
Also scary.
I also didn't want to blow up the dude with the tank that would have hit I think everybody, or at least me, Binor, and Balthazar.
Mhm.
Balthazar
Yeah.
took a lot of punishment.
That was not
Yeah, no. Balthazar does not mind taking a lot of punishment. He will take as much damage for other people as possible and refuse to heal himself unless he knows he's gonna have to stay up to heal people.
How well is Balthazar gonna sleep the next day?
What do you mean sleep? I will say Ina's death was. Ophelia was not the only one triggered by something on Ina's death, though his was less death and more just like long-term nightmares.
Trauma club.
He'd already had.
Trauma club.
Gotta
Yeah,
love the
Trauma
trauma club.
To go, but I'll hop on later.
Yeah.
Alright, take it easy.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Alright. Don't think I've got any talkers in chat really, so I'm probably gonna start setting up a raid for them.
Oh man.
I'm super excited to torment you with some stuff. And after I get this raid going, I need to talk to you, RJ, about a statistic that I'm gonna need you to keep track of from now on.
Oh no.
It's a huge
Is it how many
favor.
times I go down?
Oh yes.
Oh man.
By player or by monster? Because player is gonna be
Yeah.
easier than monster, but
Yeah, it really
overall I
is.
can do pull.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget I'm not like strong.
No.
I sent this to it's in our Saturday Strahds. This is what I just messaged to RJ after. Just
All right, we're wrapping up. Thank you for watching, everybody.